Our beloved 8% Hard AF Seltzer is now live in over 2,500 locations across the United States. We're now available in Florida, Georgia, Alabama, Tennessee, North Carolina, Ohio, Idaho, Illinois, Michigan, Montana, Oregon, and Texas. Go to hardafseltzer.com today, click on the store locator, enter your city or zip, and find the nearest location closest to you. Welcome to Drinkin Bros, presented by OmahaSteaks.com. Yeah, welcome to Drinkin Bros, kids. Memorial Day weekend. D'Anthony Holloway is out of town with his lady. They're up in Napa. Like, what is going on here?
Fancy.
Yeah.
Wow.
Isn't it?
That is a little hoity-toity.
When you are single and not married, don't have any kids and anything else, you actually get to use your salary to do fun things. I forgot about that world, and I'm sure you have too at this point. Yeah. I've known you for a while, I'm friends with your husband and everything else. You seem as sensible as Jesse and I. We always say that we wish you guys were our neighbors. So that way we could all just hang and be like, all right, cool, man. When we met, typically have guests on Drinkin Bros, and we've been on your show, the Sara Gonzales show on The Blaze and everything else. You don't know if you're going to actually be friends with these people afterwards. There's a handful where you're like, oh yeah, we're homies. Yeah. Like we'll be friends forever. And then there's some where you're like, man, that was a great guest, but I'll never talk to that person again the rest of my life.
Ever. Yeah.
And then we did a thing at Texas together. Texas was playing, was it Georgia?
Yeah.
And
oh God, that's rough.
It's a rough. I'm not going to bring up the score.
Thank you.
I'm not going to bring up the score, but it was a night game, and I said, hey, we own the ticket company. Come on out. Let's rage because we're going to the game with our neighbors, and then we went to a tailgate. I fell in love with your husband because the entire time he had his phone on watching the Alabama game like it was the end of the world. The end of the world. Yeah. And I was like, oh, okay, cool. Because I'm the same way where it's like, just get out of my face for whatever the 3 hours is. And after that, I fell in love with your husband. And I was like, you're good people. You could be my neighbors and this would be fun.
Yeah, it really would.
Yeah.
We'd get into some trouble, but good trouble.
Good trouble.
Yeah.
Good trouble.
Yeah.
So if you've been a day one homie to the show and heard Sara on the show in the past and then obviously on Fake News last week, I met you guys, I think, at the Blaze, first of all.
Yeah.
Where were you before that?
So before I was with Blaze, I wrote for a website called Red State for a little while. But
I remember Red State.
Yeah. So I wasn't on camera, and this was like 2015. But before that, I was just, I try to tell people, like, I'm just a Texas mom. I was in insurance. I owned an insurance brokerage firm. And I did employee benefits for small to medium-sized businesses. And this was just kind of a hobby of mine. You know, like a
nobody believes
project.
You. Nobody believes you.
No.
That's one. Two, I wanted to do an interview with you personally today and talk about your entire life because I didn't believe it. Bob, pull up those pictures here because if you would have said this beautiful woman right here was once this woman right there, I did not even recognize that human being on the left.
I'm kind of glad. In a way, right? I don't want to be recognizable from that. Yeah, I lost 100 pounds a long time ago.
What the fuck, bro? That's wild. I mean, that doesn't even look at the same human being at all. Yeah,
it's funny because a lot of people, they'll look at that and they'll be like, oh, how much plastic surgery did you have? And I'm like, literally none. That's just the fat. It's just the fat changing your facial structure. Like, oh, you had a nose job. No, it's literally just fat.
Yep.
And if I had a nose job, I promise you my nose wouldn't be crooked. So I'm like, I didn't have a nose job. I didn't have anything done. I didn't have fillers. Like, it's just literally getting the fat off of my body, including my face. My face just totally changes your entire everything, your entire appearance.
It does. And I've said this for years about Lizzo in particular. I was like, dude, underneath that 400-pound body, she has a beautiful face. And I go, if she was just thin.
Right.
And you could see it. And now she's working out or on Ozempic or something. Who knows what it is.
Right.
But you're starting to see it. And like the last picture we showed of her on the show, you're like, oh shit, you look like a totally different person.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Now for you, and I'm just looking at these side by sides here.
Sure.
This looks like way before Ozempic and all that other shit came out.
Oh yeah, no, no drugs were involved.
Yeah, it doesn't look like it because
No.
that's I think right away if
Yeah.
somebody's on it or is not on it.
Right. Yeah,
and you don't look like you're on it.
No, it was. I mean, obviously, it was when I was in my. Well, I guess not obviously, but I was in my college years. And
How old were you in that picture on the left?
Probably 21.
2021?
No, I was 20 or 21.
Oh, you were 21.
Yeah,
Okay.
I was 20 or 21.
Gotcha.
And it took me 2 years. Just good old fashioned diet and exercise. I worked out every single day.
100 pounds in 2 years? Mm-hmm. Holy shit.
Yep. And I did it at the time. It was called South Beach, but now it would be
South
called
Beach diet?
Yeah,
Yeah.
but now it would be called keto. So just low carb.
Yep.
I mean, really no carbs, healthy vegetables, and lean meats. And it took me. I mean, it when it takes you that long and you're doing it the right way, it stays off. So
Yeah.
I had 2 pregnancies and got it back off. And I'm kind of crazy about whatever I consume and put in my body. That's why I drink Hard AF.
Yeah, there you go.
Only the best.
0 carbs, 0 sugars, no gluten if you're into that. So if I haven't done that, I'd read 1,000 times. But that's, by the way, that's why we created it.
Yeah, no, I mean, legitimately, like we have it at the house. We always have it stocked because it's my go-to drink.
And there is 0 carbs, 0 sugars,
Yeah.
and then you only have to have a couple. So it's not like, all right, I'm not drinking 10 beers tonight.
Right.
And getting filled up. And for me and Dan, we created it because we're doing all these live shows, and they were always at craft breweries, which I love. Love craft beer. However, you can't drink it all the fucking time. And so there was a period of time where I had this serotonin issue and everything else, and I'm drinking craft beers at all these shows, and you're like, oh man, starting to pack on some pounds here.
Yep.
How do we drink and not gain weight? How do I figure this out? And then we can just do our own thing and then go everywhere. And for me, I rarely drink alcohol at all. It's only just I drink my own product. Like I just drink my own seltzer every day because of that reason. And it's like, all right, you're on camera every day,
right?
And then you're taking pictures and all that other stuff,
right?
And with listeners and everything else. And that one picture that they post, if you look like shit, and then they tag you in it, and you're like, why won't you share this?
I know.
And it's because I look like shit.
I look like shit. I look fat.
Yeah.
You should have done the angle up here. Don't do the angle down here. I have all these men come up and they're oh, I'll take your picture
from
like
down
this.
underneath.
Yeah,
and it's like,
the fuck are you doing?
Yeah. What, 800 chins? That's what you wanted in the photo there? No, we're not doing that. So you did go to Texas in real life?
So I went to Texas State. My college boyfriend went to Texas, but like I was all in. I bought the season tickets. I was at all the games.
Yeah.
I mean, I've
heard that story a lot from people in Texas.
Yeah. I certainly didn't go there, and I never pretend like I did. But I mean, I was a fan. My family had been fans. I was raised as a Texas fan, so I was at all the games. Just being in San Marcos, 30 minutes down the road.
Yeah.
I was at all the games, and again, I was there in like the glory days with Vince Young.
Sure.
In my jersey. Vince Young and Colt McCoy. So, I was there living
You guys
it up.
had a really good stretch.
Really
good run.
Until
well, you know when it changed for you guys, in my opinion, was because I was at that game at the Rose Bowl. You guys were playing Bama, ironically.
Yeah.
Were you guys married then?
No.
Okay.
No.
You guys were playing Bama.
Didn't know him.
Colt McCoy was on fire, marched all the way down the field, and then broke his arm or whatever the fuck happened. I still, to this day, don't know what happened.
I feel like it was a dirty play. I tell Steven that, and he's like, no, it wasn't. And I'm like, it felt dirty to me.
It wasn't, because it was like an elbow. It was like an arm motion back type of thing, and those happen. It's shit. It just happened to Carson Beck from Georgia.
Yeah.
Where it was just like, he just got hit at the wrong
and I
angle
was
on
like,
his arm.
If he wouldn't have gotten that hit, we would have won.
So on the record today, I'll tell you this. Being in that stadium, we all felt the momentum. Texas would have won that game.
Yeah.
They would have won the national championship.
I knew it.
Bama, it's weird. Like, Bama seemed afraid, and you guys were marching down the field so quickly that, and I'm going to go super deep cut here, but Nick Saban called a fake punt on his own 30, which he never has done, I think, in his entire career. And I was like, that is so un-Nick Saban-like, but it seemed like he was afraid of, like, I don't know when we're getting the ball back.
Yeah.
And then, boom, Your guy goes down, second string guy does shitty, and then you guys come all the way back with a third stringer, and you were within one score at the end. You had a chance to tie at the end of the game, and I was like, that's how good that team was.
Right.
Your Texas team. So, yeah you could have won that. What'd you major in college?
I majored in criminology, and my minor was forensic psychology.
Really?
Yeah. So I went to school. I was accepted into the business school, and I thought that I was just going to do business because that's what you do when you don't know what you want to do. And you're like, I'll just learn how to do business because then I can apply that everywhere. And I literally went to my, you show up for orientation and they go through all of the classes that you have to take. And I was like, this sounds boring as fuck. Like, I don't want to take any of these classes, Finance 101. And I was like, I don't want to do this at all. So I had a talk with my parents, like, what are you interested in? And so that's what I was, I was always watching Law and Order and all of the, the
crime shows.
Yeah,
look,
I love them. Yeah.
Jesse's
I know.
crime show is.
I know. That's why we get along so well.
I know.
We're
And like,
spirits.
you can see it taking off because there's a comedic element to it. So you can see it taking off and you're like, oh man, this could be huge. And then maybe I won't have to work, but it should be rad. Every white woman loves crime.
Yeah.
So was that
Some
it going
brown
in
women too.
when you were in school? You were like, hey, dude, I want to find a dead body.
Yeah. I mean, kind of. And so I did do some work with dead bodies at a certain point in my internship program.
Really?
Yeah, I interned with Garland PD in their forensics department.
That shit's gnarly, I heard.
It is. I mean, it was when I decided I didn't want to go into that field.
Did you see a mangled body?
Yeah, I saw a couple dead bodies. There was I hate to say it, but like I don't want to bring it down, but there was a dead baby too, which was
Those are the worst.
Got suffocated by their grandma on the couch. She rolled over she was sleeping with him on the couch, rolled over on him. She was very obese, suffocated him. She killed him.
Legally, how does that work? Is that murder?
No.
Just an accident?
It's an accident.
Oh, God.
Yeah, so it was
Fuck.
it was bad. And the hours, you show up fresh out of college, you get like the shitty overnight hours and you get little pay and because they were paid as civilians, not as, peace officers.
Of course, yeah.
And I was like, I don't want to do that.
Yeah.
And actually my weight loss journey was when I thought, okay, well, if I still do this, I want to be in the FBI. It was when I still believed in the FBI. And I was like, I want to be in the FBI, but I'm too fat. Like, they're not going to hire me. I won't pass a physical fitness test. So I need to start bettering myself so that I can actually, join the FBI, maybe. And so that was what motivated me to even start losing weight.
Did you attempt it to get into the FBI?
I never did.
All right.
Yeah, I left college and then I got into sales because I just wanted to make money. And then I kind of like never turned back to the criminology, criminal justice, law, anything like that.
What are we talking, pharmaceuticals?
No. So
was your sales?
I was slinging T1s. Do you remember T1s?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So phone and internet.
No shit.
Yep.
You were that person.
Yeah,
Okay.
I was the person, the poor schlup going into businesses asking to speak to, the decision maker on, all of their internet.
Once a week in my production company in Los Angeles, I had one of you guys come in and I was always stunned that it was like a hot girl.
Yeah.
And I was like, why the fuck are you trying to sell me internet? I was like, oh, because it's internet. And yeah, I've got to have it and I've got to buy it from someone.
Right,
Yeah,
right. Yeah.
But then once you have it, it's like, hey, dude, you don't need 9 different companies need to come in every week.
Yeah.
We could shave $8 off your thing. And I'm like, I'm all good, dude. It's a 7,500 square foot building. We're all fine here.
Right.
Internet works great.
Yeah.
And ironically, it works like shit here. We're working on that now. I wish you would have done this deal. Yeah. Holy Christ. Because Google's like 8 miles down the street.
Oh, really?
Yeah, their headquarters is like downtown or whatever.
Oh,
so
yeah.
No. Still can't get fiber
you
here.
Think that it could extend to
No,
you?
can't do it. 8 miles. They're like, yeah, we'll put the building down there, but you guys can't have fiber out there. So Spectrum finally did it. However, it's like a 91 step process, Bob? What are we on? Step 12 of 91 right now?
Yeah. They've got to get some permits for being able to park their car off a highway and then get some more permits. And
which we have enough parking here for 300 cars, I think. Like, Jesus Christ.
The permits,
There's no permits here. Are you fucking kidding me? Go out back, you're going to see shotgun shells and fucking kids who are drinking hard AF or
they don't want to risk
cans.
hitting Gary's car again. So
yeah, that's true. They dropped the entire fucking, those huge cables?
Yeah.
Dropped it on Gary's truck. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah. He's still fighting with them now. So I offered him, I was like, hey, if you want to come on the show, we'll just call this guy on a cell and figure it out. So, yeah.
Oh, shit.
Uh-huh. Because then a week later, they were like, no, we didn't do that. And yeah. So it's
Wow.
fun. Internet's fun. But I think by next year, Bob, 27, we'll probably have it. And so we won't have these issues.
That's optimistic,
2030.
but yeah.
Yeah.
Am I doing not them justice, I guess?
It's our vision of 2030.
Gotcha. Okay.
Unlike
Just
the
want
zombies,
to
you know?
just want to make sure it's our vision and no one else's. So when that goes south, did you go into journalism then?
Yeah, I mean, it didn't actually even go south. Like, I just got tired of it. Was, obviously very hard work, grueling. You're wearing heels, walking the streets of Dallas and Fort Worth, Texas in the middle of the summer. Like, I'm just like, I don't want to do this anymore. So my mom she was the first one in our family to start an insurance brokerage firm.
Okay.
And so I decided to work with her and just kind of make it a family affair. I had grown up around it. I knew enough about it. And so I went and took my test and got licensed. And then there came a point in time where she wanted to retire and sell me, her book of business. And I was just kind of taking over.
Got it.
So we just transitioned into that.
Okay. And then how long does that last?
Probably, 8 years.
And did you get out of it because you didn't like it?
I got out of it. So first of all, Obamacare fucked it. And I did not like it anymore. Like, I actually enjoyed helping people
Yeah.
and coming up with creative ways to, save people money and give them creative strategies to address their, their needs. But Obamacare really screwed everything up.
It fucked it up for my company too. So if you had, because I had a massive production company in Los Angeles. Like,
Yeah.
Everybody thinks like the movies and shit, but we did, God, I was talking to Gary last night because he was doing a music video with Riff Raff.
Yeah.
Huge shock. And we did Hard AF in the video and all that other stuff. And he's in it. Riff Raff was like, you look fucked up. Stand in the video.
That is true.
Yeah. But
perfect.
when you have a certain number of employees, when Obamacare passed,
Yeah.
I'm in Los Angeles, and I think it was over 30 is what it was. You had to pay for everybody's insurance
Yep.
and do it, or cut your staff down to 29.
Right.
And then the other thing was hours. So we'd, clock in, clock out, all the other shits. If they worked more than 30 hours a week, then it was mandatory as a boss that I had to give that. I had to pay for it for them.
Yeah.
So immediately I sat down and I had two partners. I did movies and television. My other buddy did commercials. And then the other one did music videos. So the three of us got together and we're like, well, what do we do? Because these overhead costs are fucking gnarly
Right,
at this point.
right.
And so we cut everybody's hours down to 29.
Yeah.
Right underneath the
Yep,
30.
yep.
And then we cut our employees one down underneath
Yep,
that level.
yep.
But the shitty part was then we had to go on Obamacare. So it was just like,
Right.
so we lost that group insurance. So I was like,
Yeah.
you lose the group insurance, then you all got to do it.
Exactly.
And I was like, how bad can it be? We get your own doctor. Nothing changes. Everything's
right.
going to be fine.
Yeah, right.
It was not what happened.
No.
And not only that, but it happened so quickly. It was 1 year. I got a letter from my doctor, and he said, hey, I need you to write me a check for $2,500. And he goes, I hate to ask this. At that point, he'd been my doctor in Los Angeles for 10 years. I loved him. Great guy. And he goes, I'm sorry, man. I'm going to go out of business. So he goes, if you want to stay here,
Shut up.
Swear to God. So he goes, this is the extra fee that it's going to cost per patient. And he goes, I'm not asking of just you. I'm asking of every. And I was like, holy shit.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Did you pay it?
So, yes, the first year I paid it.
No way.
Yeah, because I love the doctor so much.
You had to pay. I mean, I would never. I can't think of a doctor I love enough to pay them $2,500 just to stay in business.
I have one now.
Damn.
It took me a long time. So, like, once you find the one, like a concierge doc,
Yeah.
because of our schedules, and that's simply
Right.
it. Where I'm like, hey, I fell down a flight of stairs. I need you to write me a prescription of whatever. Like, and that happened very recently.
Nuh-uh.
Yeah, I almost
Was Hard AF involved?
No.
Okay.
No. I almost Bob Sageted myself in Pennsylvania. Delco, did I tell you that story? Do you know it? I told Dan the next day because I was fucked up. I got out of the tub. We were going to do a live show at like 1 o'clock. So no drinking was involved at all. I get out of the tub and the hotel, the exterior was nice. It was on a golf course. The interior was from 1968 Delco, maybe 1972, somewhere in that area.
It was classy.
And it was the nicest hotel in their town. Like the alumni event was there and Hard AF and all that other stuff. I get out. I don't see that there was a leak in the tub. And there was about 3.5 inches of water. feet go overhead.
No.
Feet go overhead. I'm in a tiny space, and I see the counter, and there's like a gap, maybe about 16 inches between the toilets and the sink. And like I had to try to fit my head between those two as I hit the ground. And yeah, dude. I mean,
You're like, I'm going down. I just want to go down right in
ripped
this
off
little...
half a fingernail, everything else, and like cuts on my back and arms and all that other shit. And I was like, holy, I mean, I just sat there stunned.
Oh my God.
And so I went down and I told Holloway, we were down in the lobby, and he goes, dude, the same exact thing happened to me. And he goes, but I saw it when I got out. So I was able to casually, step around it. And he goes, I just threw a towel down over the water. And I go, that's what I ended up doing in the tub, because I still had to finish showering and get ready for work.
Yeah.
And I was like, holy fucking shit.
Wow.
Yeah, I'd gotten out to grab, they put the shampoo bottles and all that other stuff. So in that instance, when you're traveling like this, if you don't have a concierge doc who can call in shit from wherever you are, fucked. And so luckily I got what I needed.
Yeah.
I was about 10 minutes late to that show, but it was a great show.
I had no such issue with the bathroom. I kind of navigated perfectly.
Did it happen to you, though?
No.
Okay, so it happened to me and Dan in this old hotel. And something was up, because when I got back that night, after shows and everything were done, they had cleaned up everything in the entire bathroom. Spotless. It didn't touch the rest of the room. Only the bathroom. I didn't ask. I didn't say anything. Yeah. So what I think happened was there was a leak underneath, and it went to somebody else's thing, and then they called it in. But, yeah. So it was that dangerous. But that's why I care. And the thing that I'll rage about on the show about Obamacare all the time and insurance plans and all the other stuff, if you do not have the right one and something bad happens to you, you are absolutely fucked. And that's why I care so much about insurance plans and all the other stuff.
Yeah.
So not only did it fuck me over back then with Obamacare, it fucked over all my employees.
Yep.
Not only did they lose 11 hours pay, every single one of them off their thing, but then they all had to go on Obamacare.
Right.
And I go, tell me you're not a Republican after this.
Exactly. Exactly.
That's all.
Yeah.
Just go into the doctor. So I paid that fee for 1 year.
Yep.
Because I love the doctor. And then the next year, he jacked it up again. Because he goes, dude, costs are going up.
Holy shit.
And he's an honest guy.
I've never heard of this.
Yep. And he's an honest guy, but it had to be a personal check. And he goes, this is to pay for all the other expenses. And I ended up taking him to lunch. Because I'd been with him for 10 years at that point. And I said, hey, dude, is everything okay financially? And he goes, I don't know, no lie. And not only was he a great guy and a great person, but he owned the business. And he goes, I don't know why anyone would become a doctor based on what's going on now. Because not only are you looking at all the school fees that have gone up and up and up, but then the Obamacare on top of it. And it's like these fights with the insurance cards and all this other shit. He goes, I'm just exhausted at the end of the night, fighting with my insistence and then trying to get the money out of these different people and blah, 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 blah. And he goes, man, I might just move to another state and quit this. And he did.
Wow.
Yeah, he did. So I had to find somebody else and all that other shit. So I know exactly what was going on in that time period.
Yeah.
So you got the fuck out of there?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I was like, I'm done. I mean, well, because, 1-2 years later, even just after the passage of Obamacare, like all of these plans started disappearing.
Yep.
You couldn't, there were
It
like
was
3
gold,
plans.
bronze, silver.
Yes.
Yeah. Look, that's how well I know it. I had 1 million employees, and I was like, hey, yeah.
And that's it. You couldn't do any catastrophic plans. Those weren't allowed.
Nope.
You had to get full coverage. And it's just like, I don't have any options for these people.
I know.
It's all going up. And you guys have, there's nothing for me to do here, So it just got frustrating.
The wild thing to me, here's what ended up happening at my company, was they came back and they said, hey, can I go under independent contractor? So I don't work for your company anymore. I can get my own insurance and blah, blah, blah.
Right.
And that way I can get paid for working more hours, because they wanted their paycheck to go higher. And I go, absolutely. I go, this is why this happened. And I was honest with them.
Yeah.
And I just said, hey, this is why we had to go to this insurance. And I go, I'm on it. It sucks.
Yeah.
So I go, I get it. And yes, I will do that. So I would say roughly half of them ended up coming back, going on as an independent contractor, getting their own insurance, and then getting more money to work throughout the week. So they went back to 40-hour work weeks.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know that a lot of people were very mad at employers during that time, but I'm like, well, so you can either get paid for some hours or 0 hours, because then the employer goes under, because there's no way that they can incur all of these costs on their own without changing, hours or employee number or whatever. Like, it's just impossible. You're either making money from this company or you're making no money from this company
Right.
because they can't survive.
Yeah. And then, by the way, the other half ended up opting out. And they were like, dude, I'm young enough. I'll never get hurt. And I don't, or nothing bad will ever happen to me. I don't really need insurance. And I was like, okay, cool, man. You're taking
That's your gamble.
It is. Cut to doing movie the next year. There was an employee, I ended up getting sued on this film. And it was for workers' comp. And
What'd you do, Ross?
I didn't do it. Exactly. Usually you think of me. But he goes, I tore an ACL. And I was like, wait, I knew this guy. I'd hired him on like 3 or 4 different movies at this point. I go, where? I go, I was with you all day long. And I go, you're never out of like 10 feet of my sight the entire day. So I go, where did this happen? And he goes, well, I was walking in my car after the shoot was over. And I go, okay. But once I yelled rap, and you see, you have to sign
done.
out.
You're done.
You got to sign out. I've got your sheet.
Yep.
And he goes, yeah, but it was on the property that you guys had and everything else. He got a lawyer, and so I pulled the footage. We were shooting in a bowling alley. I'll never forget it. And he jumped up to touch the stop sign. A dude just doing dumb shit after work. And he was
Tore
like,
his ACL jumping.
he's like, still got it. Him and some other dipshit dude he was with was jumped up to touch the stop sign, landed, blew out his ACL, everything else. I get sued. I go into the lawyers. We've got an insurance policy for every movie. And I go, what do you want to do here? And I go, man, I don't want to fucking pay this guy. I have the video of it. And he goes, it's going to cost you $25 in legal fees. So what do you want to do? He was suing for $25 on the dot. And I go, write the check. Because I didn't want to spend the time.
Yep.
I go, write the check.
Yep.
So all of this has impacted all of these jobs around America and everything else. No one really talks about it or has any idea about any of it whatsoever.
No.
And it fucking sucks.
Yeah.
So then at that point, are you like, all right, I'm going to go into journalism because I want to
Yeah.
fight the power? Or?
Yeah, I mean, it was always a hobby. It was always a passion of mine. Like, I was the total nerd on my college campus who was passing out homemade, like, don't vote for John Kerry.
With donuts?
Definitely would. I ate all the donuts. There are no more left. And so I was just like a political nerd. When I was in my senior year of college, one of my college professors asked me to come down to his office hours, which I was like, this seems weird. This is creepy.
Okay.
But it wasn't, because he asked me to come there, and he asked me to come down to his office.
There you go.
And then he said, I really think that you're really good at your writing. It was a heavily intensive, like, writing. I think it was crime theory.
Okay.
And he said, I really think you should consider going to law school because I think you'd be really good at it. And I was like, I'm working my ass off to graduate in 3.5 years. I don't want to go back to school after this.
Right.
That was the last thing I wanted to do. So I was like, but I was always interested in it. So it was like all things law, politics, stuff like that. And I just did it as a hobby at first. So I was doing my insurance brokerage firm, and then I had this Red State gig as a hobby. And I was just writing just because I was blogging about what was going on. And then they promoted it to the front page. I became a front page editor because people were reading what I was writing.
Yeah.
And then at a certain point, once I went to the Blaze, I transitioned it to where I was doing insurance part-time and politics full-time.
Okay.
Until, funnily enough, my mom bought out my business at that point. I had bought my mom out.
From you?
From me, because my mom said, yeah, you've got a couple clients left. I'll just...
Yeah, just do it as a hobby and fun stuff.
I'll take it on. It's not that much work.
Yeah.
So I ended up selling my book of business to her, and she finished it out, and then I just went and did this full time. Yeah.
Because everybody thinks when you retire, you're like, oh man, it's gonna be awesome, and I can do nothing all day, and then you're bored as shit.
Right. Yeah, that's not her. Both my parents.
It's no one.
Yeah, they can't. Yeah,
it's no one. I don't know anyone who can do it.
Yeah.
Even my grandfather, who was VP of Allstate back in the day, like way back in the day.
Oh, wow.
I'm talking 70s. So relax. I didn't get any money. I didn't see any of that shit at all. I didn't see a fucking dollar from that. Had a heart condition at I think 52 or 53, and they said, "Hey, you can't be the VP anymore, and so you're gonna have to take this golden parachute early." And whatever that dollar amount was, he lived the rest of his life on the beach, and it was awesome, right?
Wow.
However, he got bored,
Right.
and so the VP of Allstate was then working at Burger King.
You're kidding.
Nope. And my father right now has a gig. He's retired. He works at Home Depot. But normal hour, part-time a week. It's because you can't stop and your body needs to do something.
Yeah, you need a purpose.
Those jobs, especially when they're low stakes or whatever, like if you're not doing it to live, like my top two or three favorite jobs ever is the burger flipping job I had in high school and on breaks in college when I would come home to St. Louis. I fucking loved that job. Would I want to do it as a career? No.
No.
But it
Yeah.
was a fucking blast.
Also, is there
Yeah.
anything more honorable than, making the original chicken sandwich at Burger King every day?
No, there isn't. Now look, I don't like it, but my grandfather did it, and and it's
So
out
much
of
mayo.
Yeah, it's too much. Someone said too much mayo on that.
Too much mayo? Is that possible?
In some instances, there is. That one, yes. But it's probably because I just don't like that sandwich. I love fast food. I could go on a fucking rant about
I
it forever,
can't.
but-
I would just listen because you don't go from what I went from and like eat fast food.
Chili is in Fridays are in an all-out war on Twitter right now.
Really?
Oh, yeah. Sarah, you've been on the show before. You know we got some sponsors that keep this shit wagon on the air. First and foremost, our title sponsor, OmahaSteaks.com. Give Dad the legendary Heartland quality he deserves. Get him a steak for Father's Day. That's what dads want. God damn it. A recent survey shows 75% of Americans agree there's no better way to spend Father's Day than grilling with the family. From USDA certified tender steaks to burgers and more, Omaha Steaks delivers the world's best steak experience, guaranteed to secure your spot as Dad's favorites. So shop omahasteaks.com and give your dad or me, just Papa Bear, the big guy, the legendary quality he deserves. Use that promo code Drinkin Bros at checkout for $35 off. Omaha Steaks is easy to deliver. It comes right to your doorstep. Boom, big styrofoam box. Styrofoam box, it's got ice in it, so it keeps it cool all day long. So if you worked late and you order the steaks, they'll still be cool. Not only the steaks great, they got chicken, pork, seafood. They even got dessert over there. My wife loves that apple tart pie. She heats those up in the oven. They got easy to prepare comfort food. And please, check out their all-new smash burgers that are built for the grill. These things are phenomenal, dude. You can actually use them on the grill, and you don't have to use them on a cast iron skillet or anything like that because they don't break off or chip off into the grill itself. You can actually flip them. They're pre-smashed, and they're great. This Father's Day, give Dad the world's best steak experience with Omaha Steaks. Visit omahasteaks.com for guaranteed perfect gifts that deliver legendary quality. And for an extra $35 off, use promo code DrinkinBros at checkout. That's omahasteaks.com and an extra $35 off with the promo code DrinkinBros at checkout. See their site for details, kids. Next up, we got firstform.com/Drinkin Bros. I already took my microfractures today. I don't want to hear it. Sarah, microfractures take the guesswork out of vitamins. And here's what they do. They put it right in this beautiful box. 30 packages, all of them pre-made for you. So you can just pop one right out of the box, boom, right down your gullets. One for every single day of the month. They got the big 6 in them. They got the antioxidants, the CoQ10s, multivitamins, fruits and veggies, EFAs, and the probiotics. They're not just a microfactor company. They've also got protein. These level 1 protein bars are the best in the biz. Best flavors I've ever had. They have not missed. PB&J, cookie dough, the chocolate peanut butter pretzel is also bomb. I love the new carrot cake one. Yes, I'm a carrot cake junkie, so I love those. And then the kids are destroying the PB&J ones at the house. My God, man. Jagger, jeez, bro. 2 a night, all right? But it's a great way to get protein in your body. 20 grams of protein. We travel with them everywhere we go. If you're a traditionalist and you like the old school powders before working out, you're doing PRs at the gym, the powder's great. The strawberry is what I recommend as far as protein goes. That flavor rocks. And then check out the rest of their website, man. This is the best supplement company in the business, in my opinion, owned by Andy Frisella from Real AF Podcast. Obviously, Dan's been on that numerous times. We're going up there in 2 weeks to shoot some events out of First Form's headquarters up there in St. Louis. Looking forward to it. Everything they do is top-notch across the board, and I can't recommend this company enough. Go to firstform.com/Drinkin Bros today. where, as always, you're going to get free shipping on orders over $75. That is First Form, spell with a 1. That is 1STPHORM, firstform.com/Drinkin Bros. Next up, we got hillsdale.edu/Drinkin. You're going to enroll there. Why? Time is our most precious commodity. We've heard from a ton of our listeners who have asked advice on how to improve themselves and try to learn more about the world. Either they didn't learn it in school or you forgot it once you got out of school. They got history, economics, great works of literature, the meaning of the U.S. Constitution. And if you're tired of scrolling through TV or other apps on YouTube trying to find what's going to be best for you, Hillsdale College is offering more than 40 free online courses. That's right, more than 40 free online courses. Learn about the works of C.S. Lewis, stories of the book of Genesis, the meaning of the U.S. Constitution. Right now, Dan is doing the Constitution 101. That'll kind of keep you brushed up on the Constitution. We've heard it a lot out there of like, oh man, fight for the Constitution. We're breaking the Constitution. This is unconstitutional. Learn about it. It's free. All right. That one's a 12-lecture course, self-paced. Start whenever you want, wherever you want. Our country needs more Americans who understand the Constitution and can defend the freedom of the American people against the encroachment of all these weird judges all over the United States. Don't trust the mainstream media. Right now, go to hillsdale.edu/Drinkin to enroll. There's no cost, and it's easy to get started. That is hillsdale.edu/Drinkin to register, or click the link in the show notes there at hillsdale.edu/Drinkin. Last but not least, here today is our good friends over at bioproteintech.com. Promo code Drinkin Bros is going to get you $30 off your first order. Guys, here's why your hormones suck. Most guys are focused on testosterone, but that's not even half the puzzle. In order to absorb testosterone optimally, you must have adequate growth hormone, more specifically, its end result growth factors. Unfortunately, well, growth hormone decreases every year after puberty, which may explain your poor performance in the gym, excess body fat, or maybe your poor performance in the bedroom. Yeah, that's where BioPro Plus comes in. BioPro Plus gives you back those growth factors naturally, giving you HGH-like results with 0 needles, 0 side effects, and 0 doctor visits, all at a fraction of the cost of prescription treatments. So, if you want to fix the way you perform, look, and feel without all the risk of the big pharma synthetic stuff, head on over to bioproteintech.com to learn more. Click the link in the audio description or the video description and use that promo code Drinkin Bros for $30 off your first order. A lot like the microfactors. This one, you get 30 individual vials. You can pop one underneath your tongue in the morning, right before the gym or right before night if you want to. That's what Daddy does. For whatever reason, it helps me go to sleep a little easier there. You'll feel a little sting so you know that it's working, and then you'll pop right out of bed the next day, getting ready to head back into the gym, back into the workouts, or back into the bedroom. Go to bioproteintech.com today to learn more. Have you seen this, Bob, or did you send it? Was it you that sent it to me? A friend of mine sent it to me. Pull up either the TGI Fridays Twitter or Chili's. They are going at it.
Fridays were cowards.
Yeah.
And didn't even at Chili's.
Yes, that's it. That's it. Yeah. Pop it up on screen and read it out loud.
So TGI Fridays tweets the other day, somebody tell Chili's, but they just used the chili emoji, to stay in their lane. Y'all are not mozzarella stick people. We are. That's it. That's the tweet. First off, dog shit tweet.
Yep.
Then Chili's takes a screenshot and tweets it out. Add us next time. Also, we honestly didn't know you were still open. Congrats.
I
I didn't either.
That's oh wow.
I ride or die for Chili's. Chili's is elite, and that level of eatery at that $20 range, Chili's is fucking elite. Like even right now in my headphones, I can hear those sizzling fajitas coming in. And it's just, man, it stops the room.
Can't do it.
It stops the room.
Do it.
Yeah, I love it.
I mean, I used
to.
to.
And the onion?
Yeah,
Bro,
yeah,
dude,
yeah.
come
I
on.
used to.
You're too good for Chili's now?
I'm not too good for it. It just I have like PTSD.
Are you worried about being fat girl
Yeah,
again?
I have PTSD. I just
Worried about
can't,
being
I
fat girl
can't
again?
do it.
I understand.
And I mean, there are plenty of people. Just give yourself a cheat day. I'm like, no, I don't want to. I can't.
You can't go back.
I just can't.
Track those macros.
You gotta
Yeah.
track those macros,
Yeah,
Zach.
yeah.
My wife and I will do some cheat days here and there. We did Taco Bell the other night. It had been a while.
You know-
still just as good, by the way.
So okay, you say that. That reminds me. I
delightful.
did do one when I was pregnant. I was like, I haven't had Taco Bell in literally probably a decade. I just want it. I want
Yeah,
to see if I want to see if I still like it. And it was so fucking salty. I could not.
Well,
I didn't even finish it.
It might have been just that location.
It might have been.
So I don't
don't
want to throw them under the bus.
mean
all right?
Taco Bell's also they're getting into the nugget game.
I don't want. No.
That's-
nope. Not doing it.
Don't need it.
They're
Nah.
supposed to be pretty good, and if you actually look at the nutritional thing, it's not bad.
So-
Well, I
so-
took my kids. They didn't like it.
The,
They didn't like
Really?
nuggets.
That
Yeah.
is the secret of Taco Bell is that it is actually the healthiest fast food restaurant.
Yep. Did you know that?
No.
Yes.
Shut up.
Out of
They-
all
they've
the fast food chains, they're number one. That's the
Shut
healthiest.
up.
Yes.
They've kept it hidden because people think it's garbage food, and you're like, oh, I won't talk about drunk.
Yeah,
like,
yeah, yeah.
Nobody wants to. But
Look,
it is.
actually, the protein value here is pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
No,
yeah.
it
Like
is-
if you look at the numbers, so because I was.
Shit, I might have to get Taco Bell on my way
That's
out.
what I'm saying. So like, because I did a similar thing after college where I did a huge diet, but for a different reason.
Yeah.
I was just like huge bouncer
Yeah.
dude, and my professor at NYU after Ohio State was just like, hey man, there's like 2 jobs you can get looking like that. So like you gotta just be a normal dude and lose all the weight. And I was just like, all right, cool. But what year did you start journalism then and go on Glenn Beck? Or was
so-
it before?
Yeah, no. So, and I never went to school for it. Like, I just did it because I was always good at English, I guess, which is really all you need. I mean, journalism school really these days just teaches college kids how to be leftists.
It's bullshit.
Yeah, and I'm like,
it's
I
utter
don't need
bullshit.
to go to journalism school for that. So yeah, it was 2016 before the election when I started working over at Blaze.
God, it's weird. So we started in 2015, and it was the beginning of
Yeah.
it. It was primaries and all that
Yeah,
other stuff. So
yeah.
we started Thanksgiving of 2015 here.
Really?
Yes.
So I was going on Dana Lash's show. I don't know if you're familiar with
Love-
Dana.
love
yeah,
Dana.
she's a good friend of mine. And so I was going on her show in 2015.
Okay.
But I didn't officially join Blaze. I was just like a
She's huge.
commentator. Yeah, I didn't
Huge.
officially join Blaze until 2016, and we had the live election party
Yep,
or whatever.
we did that
you
too.
know?
Yeah, yeah.
So and then I mean, no one thinks Donald Trump stands a chance, and then he starts nailing these states, and you're like, oh shit, he's actually gonna win this thing.
Yeah, I called it.
Did you?
Yeah.
I didn't think. I
kinda-
didn't think the
it's-
machine would ever let him win.
It's 50% of why this show exploded. We got really, really lucky. So, I mean, just because timing is everything.
Yeah.
And it really is. Like, even now, we've got this show that's at Netflix that, like, the last person there has got to say yes of it or whatever, but it's the timing of it that even got all the way up the chains for all this shit. But so then for Drinkin' Bros, we did episode 100. Which we didn't know we'd even go 100 episodes. Like, we were just dudes drinking
Sure.
in a fucking garage
Yeah.
and whatever, right?
Yeah.
But like famous people just started showing up. Oh shit, Delco, you know who our first celebrity guest was on Drinkin' Bros? It was a UFC fighter, BJ Penn.
BJ Penn,
Yeah.
one of the best when he was in his prime.
Yes.
Stayed way too long, lost a bunch.
Yes. So he shows up in the garage at 2016 at Jared's house because we used to record at the garage. And he goes, "Hey man, I'm BJ," and we're like, "What?" And he goes, "I love your guys' show, man."
How nuts was he then? Because he has a shit ton of CTE.
Nuts. So nuts. And he goes, "I love your show. Can I just sit in and watch?" And it was in Jared's garage, and I was like, well, none of us knew him either. So that was the other thing. It was like,
You're like,
oh yeah, we were
you
like,
can sit down.
yeah. And I'm like, and at this point, I'm in North Carolina, so we're going through, picture in picture, and it's just audio at this point. So I was like, BJ Penn just walking in the fucking garage. And he goes, "Yeah, dude, what do you want to do?" And I was like, We'll interview him right now.
Yeah, yeah.
So it was weird shit like that. But for episode 100, because we didn't think we would make it, we left it up to the audience and we said, "Hey, what do you guys want us to do?" And this one guy pitched, "We'd like to have 2 of the listeners who've never met before have sex live on air." I was like, "Great, we can accommodate that." Yeah. So we put it out there, and we got shit ton of submissions, and we picked these 2 people. We were doing a live show in Denver, Colorado at the time, And we said, hey, because that's when the episode 100 fell.
Yeah.
So we flew these 2 people out to Denver. They had never met. We put 5 chairs around the bed like it was UFC, and we called the entire thing, and they had sex for over 2 hours.
No.
Yes. And it was only an audio show. Now that was
So you really had to describe what was happening.
word for word, and to this day, if you go back and listen to it, I can't believe Apple hasn't pulled it or whatever. But it's audio only.
Just sounds, you know.
Yes,
I can't pull that.
That's what I said. So that's what I said.
Have you kept up with BJ Penn? What he's up to these days?
I did for a little bit, and I'm all good on BJ.
Like his recent event. He thinks his entire family was murdered and then replaced with imposters.
Yeah, it's not good. None of it's good.
Oh, no.
Yeah, somebody tried to fight him in the front yard at Jared's house that night, and I mean, it's just the whole thing was it was hilarious and drinking bros, right?
Yeah.
But that show exploded and got 1 million downloads, and it was just like, holy shit, this is like old school Stern and blah blah blah. Well, the day after was the election, so we all sat around, and Black Rifle's going, at this point, and everything's going, and but it just in its infancy,
Right.
And they were like, all right, so what do we do for the election? And all the campaigns, and credit to Hillary, and I've said this on the show for years, because the show was getting pretty big, the Clinton campaign, Trump campaign, and then Gary Johnson was the independent candidate, had given us all access to all their campaigns. Now, we're still audio only, so we don't have, footage of it.
Right,
However, we were
right.
able to go on air and talk about it.
Oh, wow.
And we got all the things. And again, credit to Hillary, because I have no problem having Democrats on the show, and I'm happy to debate you and all that other stuff. She recognized it, or her team did, and said, yeah, dude, this is a good thing.
Wow.
And so they came down to Wilmington, North Carolina. She had epilepsy, and she blacked out at that. You remember that 9/11 memorial thing?
Yes. Then they had to load her into the car.
If you go back and look at the
van?
footage, she has these blue glasses that a lot of patients with epilepsy wear. It's for the sun, because sunlight is something that can trigger a seizure.
Okay.
And I didn't know that at the time. And like Sissy Spacek has it, and some other people have it. And she almost made it to the car and then fell. And then they put her in the vehicle and got her out of there. Well, we were meeting with her 2 days later. So to their credit, again, like I always give credit where credit is due,
Yeah.
they go, we're going to send Bill. And so we went up and met with Bill, met with Trump and all those guys, met with Gary. You just missed, or did you say, you had a chance to talk to Jared when he was there?
Yeah.
We sent Jared to Gary Johnson's house.
Nuh-uh.
Yes. So he was in the house with them. And then I picked every single state. We did a pre-election show the night before. I picked every single state except for Pennsylvania. And then I said Trump was going to win.
Wow.
So then we want to do it. And then it went viral. But it was those 2 shows back to back.
Yeah.
That it was like, all right, the episode 100 is not just a novelty.
Right.
These guys are actually kind of smart, and they know
Right.
what they're talking about. And then that's where the real explosion happened.
Interesting.
So then everybody was saying, hey, come on my show. And why'd you pick Trump? Why'd you pick Trump? Now, I got to go to all the rallies. So I saw what the crowd sizes were. I saw what was going on. And it was like Obama in 2008. And even though, I didn't vote for him or any of that other shit when I was in LA, just out of curiosity, I was like, I want to see what the hype is.
Right.
I went and watched him speak, and it was like Trump. There was like 40,000 people waiting.
Yeah.
He's a great orator, and he's a
sure.
great speaker, and he's engaged and locked in. And he was like, I think we can do this
Yeah.
together. Place is going bug fuck, same as it was for Trump. So to me, having seen that 8 years earlier, it was the easiest call in the world. I was like, well, Trump is going to win this. It's the
Okay.
same energy I saw at Obama's rallies and everything
Yeah.
else, but on steroids.
Right.
Like there was 45,000 people waiting to get into Trump events and shit like that.
Right.
So like even the people that were in there, they never showed you who was out there and still couldn't get in.
Yeah.
So that seemed like the easiest call in the world, and I couldn't understand why nobody else made it. At that time, what did you say on air?
I mean, I didn't see it coming.
Really?
I really didn't.
Okay.
I really
Did you go
didn't.
to any of the stuff?
No.
Okay.
No, because again, I'm a baby in this world at that point. And I
So was I. I mean,
Yeah.
we were getting fucked up on this show, and like, I didn't know what this was going to become.
Right.
But I
right.
did. I went anyways, just out of curiosity, so we
Well-
could have content and see what it was like.
I was also, I mean, I was a single mom at that time.
Okay.
So like I had my son, and my travel was limited, right?
Got it.
So now I went to a couple debates, and I was like in the spin room and stuff like that behind the scenes.
How
I
is the
went to
spin room? That I've
RNC.
never done.
It's fine. Like it's actually way more hyped up than it should be. There's way too many people in there. There's so many spokespeople in there.
That's what it looks like.
Yeah, it's really like you don't get any sort of access unless you're a CNN, MSNBC, Fox
Right,
News.
famous.
Right.
Yeah, a famous news outlet.
Right. So I didn't get the hands-on in real life experience that you got, and I just thought there's no way in hell people are like that. I just didn't think the machine would let it happen.
Interesting.
I just didn't.
Okay.
Yeah, I just did not see it coming. Now, I wasn't a Hillary fan, but I just thought that's how this works, right? Like
Okay.
they're not going to let the outsider come in and disrupt the system. There's no way that's going to happen. Now, what we learned, I'll say this very carefully because I'm on your YouTube channel. And
I don't
want
give a
to
shit.
respect. Okay.
We don't give a fuck. You can say whatever you want. I don't care.
I think we learned like they underestimated Trump. Therefore, they, I think, didn't do what they did in 2020, which was didn't allow him to win, even though he won, because you're talking about crowd sizes. And I'm like, I went to those rallies. I was there at those rallies. And those crowds were fucking electric.
I know.
Electric. Joe Biden couldn't get, they had the fucking hula hoops that they had to stand outside at Joe Biden's rallies. There were like 5 people there. And I was just like, no way Donald Trump is losing this. And then he did. So I was like, oh, they righted their wrong that they fucked up the last election. And they did what they could to fortify, they said.
Yeah.
Fortification.
I'm looking, by the way, I'm looking for a picture to send to you, Bob, to post here, because I've never done this. I don't think I've ever showed this photo in particular. Because I was all in on Trump like from the very beginning, but full disclosure, it started as a bit. Like
really?
Yeah.
I wasn't.
I was like,
and I've admitted this publicly. I wasn't.
I thought it was hilarious, and I was just like, let's go, right? So like,
well, it is hilarious if you're like, oh, haha, that's funny. We'll have a troll as our president. But I was like, this seems ill-advised.
Oh,
at the beginning.
It's nuts. I mean, just absolutely fucking.
But you were
nuts.
like, yeah, this is great. Let's do it.
Yeah, but I mean, they sat us with the family and everything else. Like,
no shit.
Yeah, Bob, I'll text you this picture so you can put it on screen.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, this was how crazy this is. Like, and if you look back on it now, so when you put this picture up and you show this, you're gonna be like, what the fuck, dude? There's no way that happened. It was like, yeah, that happened. And then I'm gonna grab one more picture and send you. You can post that one for now. I'm gonna see if it was before he got in. It was like Ken Bone. Remember Ken Bone? He was on the show. Jesus Christ, dude. Even scrolling through these photos, looking back at it, I'm like, oh yeah, dude, Ken Bone was a thing for a while. Remember that?
Yeah,
we all had fun with Ken Bone.
Yeah. Poor Ken. He didn't ask for any of that.
Okay, here it is. So
well,
I'm gonna send you this one.
Yeah,
too,
while you're
Bob,
finding
to
that.
post.
I legitimately,
So
I didn't get it.
I didn't either. But so there's Jesse. Melania.
Okay. Oh, yeah.
And then Melania and Eric. I mean, when I said they sat us with the family at the rallies. And I was like, oh, shit. And they were all amazing human beings, all of them.
I believe it.
Melania, I didn't get to chat with.
Okay.
I don't know what the story is there. I think we all kind of...
Yeah, it is what it is.
Yes.
Yeah.
And she's fine and lovely and whatever, but didn't talk to her, whereas Eric, all those other guys are rad. So here's the next picture I'm going to show you. That I don't think I've ever shown this before. So, by the way, the Drinkin Bros logos from 2016 are still the same, which rocks. Is this on screen right now, Bob?
There it is.
So this is 2016.
No shit.
So this is Ohio State opening weekend, which is Labor Day, right? So I'm wearing the Make America Great Again hat.
Yep.
The
original.
The game. No one said one word to me, and it was all just kind of laughter of like, oh yeah, wouldn't it be funny if Trump ran? Like, there was none of this negativity. This hat didn't mean what it means today to everybody else and all this other shit. Totally, right? That was in 2016.
Wow.
And I forget who we're playing, but the game is massive. There's 110,000 people. When you come this fall, you'll see there'll be 500,000 people, literally, in the parking lot, tailgating all around the stadium. And it's as far as the eye can see. Not one single person made a comment to me that was negative.
Wow.
All they did was just laugh and kind of give a thumbs up of like, man, wouldn't that be hilarious? Wearing the MAGA hat. And I wore it everywhere that night. Bars, restaurants, all that stuff. Nobody said one word, nothing.
Wow.
And And then after he won, that hat became a Nazi symbol after that.
Yep.
So that's kind of what happened to us. Now, for you, were you live on air when that happened? And then did your show kind of take off from there? Because I feel like a lot of shows, especially on the right with like Blaze and everybody else, kind of exploded at that point.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, we were live on air all night and just kind of watching it happen like, holy shit, this is really going to happen. But that was when...
Video too?
Uh-huh.
Oh, wow. We didn't have video.
Tommy
Okay.
Lahren was on our network at that point too. So she was at the...
Wow.
Yeah,
All
on the live stream. And hey, again, credit where credit is due. She said I think Trump's going to win. I think Trump's going to win. And he did. So she was very excited that night.
So was I.
Yeah. I was, it took me a while to understand the Trump phenomenon. It did. And I've been very upfront with this. Like, this is not a secret that I originally, I was living in a different world where I was just like, you can't possibly think that some like
reality TV show
TV show star is going to come in and be president. That's crazy. Now, in hindsight, I'm like, that was the smartest thing anyone could ever think. Is like, all of these bureaucrats have no idea what they're doing. They've never run a business before. They have no idea what the real world is. This guy does, you know.
And America is a business.
Yes,
at the end of the day,
100%. But I didn't realize it at the time, and so of course, it didn't take me long where I was like, oh shit, I was wrong. I was wrong to doubt him. Like this is perfect. He is the right person for the job, and I fully believe in his agenda, and I support it. He's doing what he said he was going to do. Both times that he's been elected, he's done that. And so it didn't take long before I was like, okay, I get it. And then you go to a speech, right?
Rally?
And you go to a rally and you hear, I mean, the guy's fucking funny.
Oh, it's all off the cuff.
Yes, he is so funny. I attended a couple of those and I'm like, oh my God, this guy's a comedian. Like, he is so funny.
You use a prompter every day for your ads and stuff.
Yeah.
And I hope I'm not speaking out of school.
No, that's fine.
Because it's great. Look, I wish I had it for Christ's sakes. Because
now, I don't stick to it a lot, but I do have it.
Totally.
Yeah.
But even when we're doing fake news, I have to read it off the computer versus looking at the audience and everything else, where I wish I could just look and then it was on a prompter, right?
Right.
And it's awesome. You guys have set up the Blaze is kick-ass.
Yeah.
But with that, he has two prompters, one on the right and left, and he'll just decide not to do them. Because he's invited us maybe 4 or 5 times.
Yeah.
And like, whoever's in the back running the prompter's got to keep up and be like, okay, when's he going to circle back to the actual thing? And
do I keep going or do I just stop here?
And
what
whenever, and here's a dirty little Hollywood secret I'll tell you. When he uses words like beautiful or beautiful people, beautiful water, beautiful thing, beautiful whatever, it's only to get back to the prompter because he's lost his place, because he's improvising. He's going off the cuff, and then he's like, okay, I got to find this, and if I kind of delay my words, and it's beautiful, huge. They never talk about this. Show the crowd. They never talk about this. It's only so he can get back to the prompter and get back on point.
That makes sense.
And we do that all the time.
Yep.
So
now that you're saying that makes sense.
But when everybody asks, they're like, is he that stupid? Talking, I'm like, it's not that.
No.
When you're giving a speech and you're going that far off the cuff,
right,
and you got to rein it back into whatever's on the prompter, you kind of delay your words or whatever. Yeah. And even on Drinkin' Bros, like I'll use a dragged out pause or something where I'm like, all right, yeah. And then we got this other thing going on today. You're like, okay, cool. Trying to get back to the point.
Yeah.
And that's what he's doing.
Right.
And for me, it started off as jokes. Same thing. It was a bit. It was a fun, show that picture one more time. This was fun. Got a lot of laughs at the Ohio State game.
That is so funny.
It was great.
Baby Ross.
I know, Baby Ross and Baby Jesse, because we've been together for a long time. And I think Jessie had just had her first child at that point. So
really,
yes, yeah. Well,
she looks amazing.
I know. And so as we were going along with this, I go, okay, great, he's in.
Yeah.
Now what? Mm-hmm. And that was part of the reason that I voted for him, because I was never very political at all. Like, I didn't really give a shit who was in there as long as the country was doing okay.
Sure.
And in my lifetime, at least in current presidents, it was Clinton and Trump, who I looked at those 8 years of Clinton. The country was rolling, everything was going well, cool. I don't give a shit about politics. I didn't vote.
Right.
But I was like, cool, man, I'm a kid. I don't really care about politics or whatever. I don't give a shit. And then Bush, I was like, all right. I started to recognize like that he was a shitty president, you know? And I was like, eh. And then the crash happened, right?
Yeah.
So the crash was what, 7, 8 right before that election?
Yeah.
Now I'm a business owner. Now I'm making money in LA. Now I'm trying to pay, carve my own path and all that other shit. Now I fucking care. And so I'm like, okay, now what's this guy going to do?
Right.
But I also knew he was up against a weak candidate in McCain. So I was like, he's going to win. And I've been to the rallies.
Right.
He's going to win. We'll see what happens. And then after that, I wasn't stoked at all the shit that I had to go through as a business owner. So I was out. And I was like, okay, now I fucking really care about politics. But with Trump, I also thought, you know what? At this point, looking back on it, we've had all these carbon copy bureaucratic people doing all this shit. What would happen if we just threw this guy in here for 4 years and then we'll see?
Yeah.
And then he got in and everything was rad. And I was like, okay, cool. And then COVID happened.
Yes, exactly.
And then, which to me seems planned looking back. And
1,000%.
I know the White House, posted a thing and all that other shit where it was just like, they've tried everything to get this guy out of office. So like, that's definitely what it seemed like to me.
Yeah.
And then also you're killing off what? The fat, the weak, and old and shit like that. So like you're killing only a segment of the population that you don't need to work or reproduce. Where you're like, okay, cool.
Right.
And so then I really cared.
Yeah.
So like 2016 on, I started to fucking really care.
Yeah.
And that's how I got into, our show has leaned more political as the years have gone on.
Right.
And less of like dicks touching in the night. It's still there. But
sure.
there's a lot more
just
important
talk
things
about it
going on in
less.
the world.
Yeah, I can understand that.
Now at the Blaze, this is what I'm curious about because at this point we're still recording in a garage. When you're on camera and you're at a big boy place like the Blaze, what goes on behind the scenes when you're off camera? Is Glenn Beck and all of them shocked? Are they like, holy fuck, what do we do now? Like, how does it scatter in a big place like that?
Yeah, no, not really. I mean, in regards to what, the election results? Or?
Yes, because Trump is in there.
Yeah.
You know you're going to get a shit ton of media coverage.
Yeah.
And chances are you're going to have endless content. Like,
Right.
That's what I was thinking when he got elected. I was like, well, shit.
Yep.
Whatever's going to happen is going to be fun, and it's going to be a good time to have a podcast.
Right.
What was the feedback from Glenn and those guys?
Yeah, I mean, I think they were all surprised. I just don't think anyone at the Blaze saw it coming, which is not necessarily a knock on them. It's just, I mean, we just didn't think that the disruptor would win, and so it was kind of like okay, like here we go. Let's buckle up and see what he can do. And then from then on, it was like, oh, he's fulfilling his promises. He's fulfilling his promises. He's fulfilling his promises. One thing that was important to, I know at least Glenn, was moving the embassy in Israel.
Okay.
And he did it.
Yeah.
All of these prior presidents had said that they were going to do it, and he did it. And so I think it was like a little evolution that a lot of the people at that place had, where I don't think there wasn't any panic really. It was just like, okay, let's see what he can do.
Yeah.
I did not think that he had it in him. Now that he has done it, I hope that he is able to fulfill all of his promises. Now, obviously,
but it's going to be up to Congress. And
Congress prevented him from building the wall. Congress,
and as we get
stonewalled
older,
him.
that's what I start to realize more and more.
Yeah.
And like, you were at the White House recently.
Yes.
I've been there a few times. Like once you're there, you realize how far apart everyone is.
Yeah.
Nobody shows up for work. You're talking to the aides a lot of the times and all
Right.
this other shit. And you're just like,
Yeah.
It's on both sides, by the way.
Yeah.
It's impossible. I wish he could make the decisions.
I know.
We live or die by them for the next 4 years. I don't want to go to Congress, Senate, anything.
I know.
And then let's see what happens. Let's see
Right.
if the country really does get better.
Right.
Because I do believe in all the ideas.
Yeah, me
but
too.
I don't think Congress will ever execute these.
I mean, it's like, what? Why did I show up at the ballot box and
I know.
hit,
I know.
click your name for you to just not do anything? And Donald Trump, 78 years old, is sitting there just plowing through all of these executive orders, like
Sleeps
just
5 hours a night, no drugs, no alcohol.
Right.
I've never met a dude with that much energy in
It's
my entire
nuts.
life. It's 78. I'm
It's
like,
nuts.
holy shit.
It's nuts.
It is.
And so, I mean, but it is nice. I try to tell my children this all the time. I'm like, when you go back and read the history books, if the history books are actually accurate, they're written by people who are concerned with accuracy and not indoctrination. You are growing up in the most insane fucking time ever. Like it's totally insane. You had COVID, the whole world shut down.
Mm-hmm.
They stopped business owners from working. They, all of the things that happened during COVID, the mask mandates, the arbitrary 6 feet social, all of it.
We had to have a letter, by the way, me and Holloway. We were in North Carolina.
Okay.
And we had to have a letter to drive to work. We were one of that group. If you were Bob, do you remember the name of it? If you were like an important worker.
Essential?
Essential worker.
Essential,
yes.
yeah.
And so media was.
Right.
And so we
Yes.
got our
Yeah.
pass, and every day that I drove to work, which is also how the show extended for us, Drinkin Bros and Ross Passion Revolution, all that other stuff, was we had this pass, and we were able to go on air every day, whereas nobody else
Right.
was.
Right. Right.
So yeah, it was
nuts.
We were the only car on the road. So like
that's like
it was
apocalyptic.
wild.
Shit.
I know.
That's crazy. And so you had that, and then you had the 2020 election, which I personally believe was stolen. And then you had, President Trump get the 2-time assassination attempts.
Yep.
And, the 91 indictments and all of this. I mean, it was like, I was like, we're living in the most insane freaking timeline I could possibly imagine.
But meanwhile, the mainstream media is saying this is normal and,
Right.
No one's above the law and all this other shit. And you're like, dude, everything you're doing right now
Right.
is fucking insane.
Yeah.
Which even with because I don't agree with going after presidents,
Yeah.
or their kids or their family members. Even the Hunter Biden thing, I did not fucking care. Like, great, he bought it. He lied about doing drugs to get a gun.
Yeah.
Cool, man. Don't really give a shit. What was the other one? Tax evasion. All right, rad, man. I mean,
Taxation is theft, so.
yeah, exactly. So it's like I don't really have a problem with either. I want to party with him, but like I never agreed with that either. And yeah, on both sides. And then all those rules were broken and
Yeah.
out the fucking window.
Yeah.
So with Trump as well, and the assassination thing we never fucking hear about.
Nope.
And as you're going along, Tommy Lahren and those guys leave. You kind of become bigger at the Blaze.
Yeah.
Dave Landau, who we love over there.
Yeah,
God,
he's amazing.
Dave is one of my fucking favorites.
I love him. Yeah.
I could do a podcast with that guy every day for the rest of my life.
Yeah,
It'd be great with
he's
him.
great. He's
Yeah.
amazing. But yeah, I mean, we're just along for the ride now. I love Donald Trump. I am not in a cult. I know the left is like, you're in
I
a
know,
cult. I'm
I
like,
know.
no, but it's what he represents.
Yes.
Like, I'm just all in. I'm just 100% all in. I have been for a very long time now of just like, I want to fix this country for my kids. I am all in. I'm invested. I've got skin in the game. And like, let's fucking go.
Yeah.
That's just it for me.
Yes, and I feel like a lot of people are like that.
Yeah.
Which is why shows like yours have taken off, and ours and everything else, because you don't have that on mainstream media. I can't turn on
Right.
ABC News tonight and watch,
Right.
a fair and honest opinion of something.
Yeah.
So
I mean, think about the timeline too that we have with, you've got, I call them the Avengers, with like Tulsi Gabbard, who came from the left, but is perfect in her role. RFK, who came from the left, but is perfect in his role. Like, it's just, they are all poised to just all come together in this coalition of it really doesn't fucking matter if we were Republicans or Democrats. We're just here to save the country.
So can I run something by you then?
Yeah.
All right. This is what we pitched a couple weeks ago on this show. So
Okay.
Trump's been with Whitmer quite a few times.
Yeah.
If she flipped, let's say she flipped and went with Vance on a ticket,
Can't do it.
unstoppable.
God.
Could you not?
I mean, I would do it for Vance. If Vance is president, you're saying Vance president,
Yes.
Whitmer vice president.
Yes.
I would make that vote for Vance. I would hate it because I hate Gretchen Whitmer.
Did you like?
so
Well, let
much.
me ask you this: did you like Tulsi when she was a Democrat?
I didn't mind her. I think Tulsi as a Bernie Sanders bro was a little bit weird, but Tulsi on the debate stage running for president, I didn't.
That's when I
hate.
fell in love with her.
Yeah, I didn't hate. I mean, I was like, oh, she's arguing that only late-term abortion is too extreme and regular abortion is fine. And the Democrats are like, she's too normal. We don't like her. And I
know.
was like, I think that's fucked up that they're running her off because she's trying to be more
She
reasonable.
was very, very good, and in that first debate is when I fell in love with her.
Yeah.
And then
She's great.
We had issues on the show with like some of her stances on 2A and everything else.
Right.
And we had her on. So she was on the show, and
Oh, that's cool.
she was fantastic. Well, here's the other thing too. I said, look, I told the publicist, I was like, we're going to ask the tough questions.
Yep.
Like, I'm sorry.
Right.
And also, you're going to be sitting next to Dan about 2A.
Right.
So have fun with
Have
that.
fun.
Yeah. I'm a comedian.
Look around you.
Yeah. So she answered everything. She was lovely. She hung out for like an hour afterwards. Like, she's just a normal fucking person.
Yeah.
And I love, like, a big fan, right? If Big Gretch switched and did the same thing, it was just like, you know what, man? I'm sick of the way this is being run and this is being run. And let's team up and try to get everybody back together.
Yeah.
Or at least the people who are in the center. Because look, I'm sure some of the things on the far right are too far for me where I'm like, dude, I can't do that. Far left, I can't do that either. Where I'm just like, just shut the fuck. Like, it doesn't, I'm sorry, man. I just can't participate in your delusions. But like, if there was a center, would Gretch do it for you? And especially for women.
I just wouldn't trust her. Like,
Okay.
I just don't, the way that she was during COVID, I just don't trust her. Like, I just think she's just a snake. But if she was the pick for Vance, I mean, I do trust Vance.
But we
there is a lot to be said for that, right? Like, if he's vetted her and he's had extensive conversations with her and he's comfortable with her, I think that would go a long way for me.
Yeah, because I think at some point, either we have a dictatorship, which I've said on the show before. I'm like, there's the only way shit's going to change. Or you combine the two parties and bring one from the other and be like, all right, let's just go back to sensible shit here that is down the middle. Because I've always said this, and I've always said we're always different by two issues, probably Republicans and Democrats, real ones. Usually it's climate change or something else, or abortion or whatever it is, and then the right's got issues, and but it's usually two or three tops. If you got more towards the center with both, I think that would appease everyone in America, and then you could at least try to attempt to heal these fucking people. But I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, but why not Tulsi then? I mean, Tulsi came from the left, so why not how about a Vance Gabbard?
I would love that as well.
Yeah,
I would love that as well.
I just don't think Gretchen is to be trusted.
Maybe not, but they certainly have gotten cozy over the last few weeks. And something's going on there.
Yeah, it's been really crazy to watch. Well, when they first did it, I think she didn't think that he was going to bring her up on stage, and she was surprised whenever he was like, "I've got Gretchen Whitmer here. Come on up."
And it was a great move by him.
I was so smart.
And she was like, "Oh, fuck. I was not expecting to speak here today, but here we go." But her speech was good. I was like, all right, way to go. Way to go. I was like, okay, cool.
I mean, I just like... I always watch out for people doing things that they know are politically advantageous rather than doing things that they actually believe in. Right? Like,
so do I, but I feel that way about like Mike Johnson or fucking Lindsey
Mike
Graham. And by the way, every politician except for one in the state of Texas, I feel that way about. I mean, I hate all of them on both sides.
Okay, John Cornyn, hate. Ted Cruz?
Hate. I hate Ted Cruz. Yes.
I don't hate him. I don't love him.
He left. Were you here during that storm?
Oh, yeah.
Fuck off, bro.
Okay,
I was locked in my goddamn house with a 2-year-old.
Okay, but
it was just me.
What's he going to do?
Something. So here's the thing.
Go work on the grid.
It's
like,
not
there
that.
was nothing for him.
It's
I know the
just
optics
the
were bad.
optics
I
of
know,
it, of
I
like,
know.
hey,
the optics were
dude,
bad.
go out, put some snow boots on and say you're trying to help Texans.
No, you're right. You're right.
And that's the job.
Yeah, the optics were bad.
Unfortunately, that's the gig.
Yeah.
There's one guy, we're trying to get him on the fucking show here that I like. He's the only one exposing what's going on behind the scenes.
Greg Abbott sucks.
Abbott sucks. You lock that wheelchair. I'm still rooting for more trees out there. It's windy today, Sarah. It's going to be 35, 40 mile an hour winds. All right. I don't know what's going to happen. I can't control trees. All right. That's God's plan. God's plan.
Who is it that you want to have on?
Fuck. It is, I think his last name is Harrison.
Oh, Brian.
Yes.
Oh, I know him. I'll get you in touch.
Please do.
Yeah.
That guy is going live every day from Senate going, hey, dude. So the last one was on Cinco de Mayo on Monday.
It was the mariachi band?
Yes.
Yeah.
And he goes, dude, we got 140 bills to pass, yet they hired a full fucking mariachi band and a taco buffet to come out and play for 2 hours. And I was like, we got work to do.
Yeah.
And he showed the video inside. That guy's the only guy that is truly fighting for Texas. Everyone else is a piece of shit, right and left. Jasmine Crockett's, Crenshaw, I mean, it's Ted Cruz, Cornyn. Even in the Senate race for the open seat, I was talking about this earlier. It's Paxton is trying to get rid of Cornyn, and then Allred is running again for the Democratic side, and I'm like, oh my god, dude, all these guys like. I'm not a big Paxton fan.
I love Paxton.
Do you really?
I love Paxton.
He's got a lot of smoke in the past, though.
It's all bullshit.
Is it?
It's all bullshit.
I haven't looked into it, but
it's all bullshit.
It seems like there is endless shit against Paxton.
It is all bullshit.
Okay.
It is all deep state bullshit.
I'll take your word for it.
Yeah, no,
I haven't lived in Texas that long to make a full judgment, but just looking at all the allegations and everything else, I'm like...
Yeah. So, well, first of all, I watched the entire impeachment trial from start to finish.
Oh, you did?
Oh, the 100%.
Okay.
Every single part of it. And it was all total bullshit. It was basically a test run for what they did to President Trump. So the 91 indictments that they did to President Trump, and they threw all this shit at the wall and decided to see what stuck. That's exactly what they did to Ken Paxton.
Why were they doing it against Paxton in the state?
Because he was the only one who was fighting against the establishment.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Okay. Interesting.
Yes. Yeah.
All right. I'll look more into that
Yeah.
then.
Yeah.
I'll reserve judgment then. I haven't lived here that long.
Okay, but even
I'm not a
even
real
so,
Texan.
Okay, but well, we adopt you. It's fine. But even so,
I don't want to take that from you. Okay. It's like the citizen's birthright. Like, I'm not going to do that, dude.
Even so, you have to admit Paxton would be way better than Cornyn.
Oh, yeah.
Cornyn fucking sucks.
But by the way, anyone would be better than Cornyn. So
I
like,
know. Did you see me confront Cornyn?
No, did you? Did you?
Yeah, I'll show you.
Where is it? Is it on your page?
Yeah, I can try to find it.
Is it on YouTube or Instagram?
It's on my Twitter. Well, it's on my Instagram too, but
Okay.
yeah. He was at the
Go to Sara Gonzales Instagram. I think it's what, TX at the end of it?
Yeah. He was at
Somebody
the
have your name?
He was at the he was at the Texas GOP convention.
Okay.
And I was shocked that he decided to show up and like come onto the floor because he was like here.
Which one? So you're on screen right now. Can you see it?
Yeah. Well, it's been a while. Keep going. Keep going. Keep going. I'm sending it to you, Ross.
Yeah, that's fine. You can send it to me.
Yeah. If we find it first. Yeah, because it was back in like July.
Oh,
last
July.
year.
Okay.
Yeah, it was back
of
in July
last
of last
year.
year.
Okay.
Oh yeah, there I am.
So what I'll do, Bob, is I will send this to you then. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll text it
So
too.
that is a close up of my face. I did not need to see.
Man, whenever I get those clips from fucking Gary or whoever, I'm like, what is with the zooming in on the face, dude?
I don't like it.
It makes you look fat as shit, one.
Yeah.
Two, it's like, Daddy will throw in a little bronzer here for the bright lights, big city. Otherwise, I look like Steve Bannon. Like, dude, I don't need to see this fucking bullshit, and I don't need to be this goddamn close on screen. And Gary was like, what? And I go, yeah, dude, you're zoomed like this. Pop that up on screen right there.
Yeah.
That is what I'm getting. And I'm like, who needs my fucking face? None of that, they're going to hate me.
Nobody.
You want us to go closer?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I was like, dude, the listeners already hate me that I have to read ads for Christ's sake. So we're going to pile on and be like, oh, yeah, here's his face even fucking bigger. Yeah, I haven't seen this video. Play this, Bob. With volume?
We are ashamed that you are our senator in Texas.
Hi, Senator Sara Gonzales. Hi, I was just wondering why you keep voting to send our money to Ukraine.
Ukraine?
Well, because I think it's in our national security interest to help them defend themselves.
I may not get it in a year.
Americans are starving right now, and you guys are sending our tax money to Ukraine. We have our own problems to deal with.
You want a World War III or
Grab you over here.
World War III?
Hey, why did you call Ken Paxton a criminal? Senator, why did you call Ken Paxton a criminal?
Basketball thing over here.
Walk away.
Yep.
Can't answer?
Yep.
His fat
Nothing to say?
security guards. I'm scrappy though. I wasn't that.
Oh, the security guard tried to box you out there.
Yep.
Come on, step up. You can.
He's trying to do Papa
Call
Sean?
Ken Paxton a criminal, Senator.
Hey, here we go. Can I get a prize?
Can you stop touching me, please? Thank you. He was touching. His butt was
Come on, give her access. What the hell?
Senator, why can't you answer?
And he's just trying to casually be like, I'm just playing
Why are
basketball.
you refusing to address the J6ers, Senator?
Hey, honey.
Why is he refusing to address the J6ers?
Yeah, absolutely. Ask him.
Ask him.
You're a rhino, Cronin.
Why aren't you helping them?
Yeah, security, don't worry about it. You're a rhino.
What did you think was going to happen when you came in the exhibit hall?
I'm a constituent.
Thank you.
Rhino piece of shit.
Senator, we're your constituents.
He's a piece of shit.
Senator Cornyn doesn't want to answer to his constituents why he's sending more money to Ukraine, why he is not voting to secure the border, why he called Ken Paxton a criminal, and why he does nothing for the J6ers. Nothing.
What are you doing about the J6?
We are ashamed that you are our senator in Texas.
You rhino people. Yeah.
That's awesome. Yeah, I by the way, I hate
so
this
funny.
guy with as much passion as you do.
Oh God, I hate
Throw
him.
him into the fucking ocean.
I
This
know,
guy.
I know.
Just
He's such
like
a traitor.
during this primary process, we will do whatever we can on this show to get him out of there. Like,
Yeah.
God damn it, do I hate this guy?
I know.
That's hilarious that you confronted him like this. Where was that at?
That was at the Texas GOP convention in San Antonio. And that's why I'm saying, like, the last time he came, he got booed by the audience. So he should have known better than to come into the exhibit hall where people could just walk up to him. And we watched him walk in. And my friends over at Texas Scorecard, they were like, do you want to just go confront him and we'll record it? I was like,
Why
fuck
not?
yeah, I do.
Yeah.
So I did. And then, of course, you saw the pile on because nobody was happy to see him. He gets booed every time he comes.
It's the worst.
And he still is just like, I'm just going to come and play some b-ball.
Yeah.
I'm going to shoot some hoops.
Like it's Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. You're like, hey, dude, you're not playing just b-ball after school. We're not doing that here. Why don't you actually help out? Yeah, the Ukraine thing has pissed me off to no end. To me, you can put all those motherfuckers on a list. Whoever wanted to donate money, Republican Party, I'm saying.
I agree.
Get them out.
I agree.
Any country, get them out. All this other shit,
I agree.
just get them out. The problem is, this guy's pinned in. His statement last night, you see Cornyn's statements last night?
No.
He goes, dude, I'm in for this next primary. And he goes, I'm going to win. And he goes, I've got my heels dug in and I'm ready to rock. That guy is fucking 70 years old. You're not ready to do shit. Okay? Like, we got to get him the fuck out
He
of
looks
here.
like a dinosaur.
I know.
Yeah.
And that's what we got
Yep.
going on here, which isn't great.
No.
So,
no. A lot of people
yeah.
think Texas is deep, deep red. Nope.
It isn't.
Nope.
It isn't at all. And it's changing so rapidly.
It's scary.
So we had chatted about this last week, but did you see the polls for Allred? Allegedly. I hate the polls. I hate the polls. 'Cause
sure.
They're not real.
Sure.
It's the Austin Statesman who had posted it. They were like, Allred is leading both of these candidates right now.
No way.
Yeah. And so now Bob said last week that because, of two candidates at once, like obviously one would be leading two because nobody knows what the other decision is. And I think that's true. And do I think Allred wins? No. Do I think it's closer than it should be? Yes. Because Cornyn and these candidates aren't great. Like it's not, we don't have the dude anymore. And Texas as a whole, I can't figure out what the fuck is going on here, man. I thought we were here for the freedom and the shit. So when I moved here in 2020, it was my wife and my kids. It was no mask and all that other stuff out here. And I was like, great. Got to go to work every day. This is what I believed in. And then slowly over time, I was just like, oh, wait a minute. Property taxes are this like we're paying 30 grand on this.
Yeah, it's nuts.
$30,000 is what we're paying a year on our property.
It's fucking theft.
Yes.
Like you never truly own your home.
No.
Or your property or whatever. You never truly own it.
And it keeps going up. So they have the right to, which I didn't know, because you have to hire these lawyers. Do you do that too for homestead taxes and all that shit? So like we have to do it for the commercial property. We got to do it for residential. They still have the right to raise it 10% a year.
Every year.
Every single year. You're going to price everyone out of this state here in the next 8 to 10 years to where no one will be able to live. Now, Dan's different because he's a veteran, and that is in there. If you're a disabled veteran, you don't have to pay property taxes. So
really?
Yes.
I didn't know
give a
that.
shit. It is his house.
Yeah.
But then when I brought the bill here, I go, hey, bro, veteran shit is not working at the commercial property. And I go, we're going to have to write that check. And he goes, what the fuck? And I'm like, yeah. So like this state as a whole, with everybody moving from California, the politicians voting the way they are, we've got a surplus of what, 29 billion? Is that what it is? From property
It's
taxes?
25, 29, something like that.
And it's just property taxes.
Yeah.
Sitting in a fund.
Yep.
That isn't doing anything, is not going to anywhere. I don't know how this state stays the way it is for more than 10 years.
I know. Well, and to your point, Brian has been one of the only ones who's like, why if we have this surplus, why can we not apply it to like all of this bullshit why are they still paying property taxes? We have a surplus. And they're like, well, we'll go to our rainy day fund.
That's
like,
what they said. The exact words were, it goes to a rainy day fund. And I was like, cool, man, it poured like 2 years ago. Where the fuck was that money? Because everybody's pipes burst and all the other shit. And like, that once in a lifetime storm happened 2 years in a row. And it was just like, oh, awesome, man. Where the fuck is your help?
Yeah.
Nowhere to be found.
Yeah.
Nowhere to be found. And for you, I'm curious because, obviously you got the Blaze and everything else. Is there a point in which you'll ever leave Texas to where all this shit gets too out of control? Are you a lifer?
I'd like to say that I'm a lifer. I've never envisioned myself living anywhere other than Texas. I was born here. I was raised here. I went to college here. I've just been here my whole life. I've never wanted to live anywhere else. But I mean, there would come a point in which I would say, like, this is too much. You know, I mean, if Texas turns blue, I'm not.
But property taxes too. Like,
property taxes
Jesus
too.
Christ.
No, property taxes too. But like, I would also say, I mean, you know this personally. There comes a point in which I would say, like, all right, guys, I give. If you want to fuck up this state, you coming from California, right?
Mm-hmm.
If you want to fuck up this state and you want to destroy it, like, I'm taking my ass to Florida, I guess, because like.
But how do we keep moving around? And this is the conversation I had with my wife the other night of like, how do you just move from place to place to place to place to get out of the shit that you were in? Now, when I was in LA, it was for entertainment industry and entertainment industry only, and I treated it like Vegas. Of like, all right, I'm gonna make as much as I can. Pull my chips off the table at the right time. Just so happened to do that. It was the right time to pivot and all that other stuff. Lived in Wilmington, North Carolina, on the beach. Every day was a dream there, and still regret it to this day. Moving, however, they were like, "Oh, we're gonna move the top 10 biggest shows here, split advertisers, guests, everything else." Blah, you know. And in comedy, by the way, not overall. Some fucking asshole hit me up and was just like, "Hey, yeah, overall." Comedy category only, which is like Rogan and all these other guys, and it worked. Like everything they said was true. But the people that sat us down were like, look, here's what's going to happen to Texas over the next 10 years. And they pulled out a PowerPoint presentation on not a Mac. What's the other one?
PC?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the big thing. It looked like the ones you sign at the DMV where you're just like, oh shit. Or not the DMV, like a car dealership where you're just like, great. Bob, it's Microsoft. What's that fucking flat goddamn thing they have? Yeah. But it folds out real big. And I was like, oh, shit. So they showed us all the land where everything was going. And, hey, SpaceX, this in advance. And they go, you got about 2 months to make this decision. And we all kind of made it together. So we could split guests, advertisers, everything else. And it all worked. However, since I've been here from 20 to now, property taxes have tripled to the point where you now have to hire these lawyers to go in and fight your property taxes. You don't have to give them any money.
Unless
However,
they win.
Then they'll take 30% off, and then you're going to pay that property tax. And I was like, that seems illegal.
Yeah.
The weather's not great here.
It is hot.
God damn.
It's hot.
Tonight, I'm going to go sit at my kid's football game and
just baking your own sweat.
108s on those sidelines down there. They're on turf, so it's going to be about 115. And I'm just like, all right, on the turf. I'm curious, what's the tipping point for a Texan and a family like you guys? Like, what is it to where you're like, I gotta get the fuck out of here?
I mean, it's of course property taxes and how much I can secure my family's wealth. But I mean, most importantly too, we got to get the school situation figured out in Texas. We've got to make sure that our kids are growing up in, school systems that we're paying for that are not indoctrinating them into a leftist Marxist ideology, which is basically what's happening now.
Yeah.
So it's kind of a culmination of things. It's like when you were born and raised in Texas, and by the way, I have a theory about third generation Texans, and they are part of the problem because they don't understand the ideals, and they, grew up kind of a little bit spoiled into the Texas life, and they take it for granted.
Yep.
So they vote against the very fabric of like what makes our state so great. But I just think like it's a culmination of things that I want to raise my kids in the most based environment ever, right? I want them to be able to go to a school where, they are not taught that they can be trans whenever they want and all this other stuff. I want them to be safe. I want to be able to take my guns wherever the fuck I want. And I want to be able to grow my wealth here. So if they prevent us from doing that, we're gonna have to find somewhere else to go.
Yeah.
And I mean, it sucks because I literally have never thought about living somewhere else.
Where's your husband from?
Here.
Oh, he is?
We're both from here.
Oh, shit.
Yeah,
Okay.
we're both from Texas. Born and raised in Texas. He went to Alabama and then came back when he graduated.
Got it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So for me, I treat it like LA.
Yeah.
Where I'm like, all right, at a certain point,
But I'll say this, I'm not going down without a fight. That's a lot of what I do now. Like we have a nonprofit.
You're a Texan tried and true, which is why, again, I'm not going to.
Sure. Well,
I'm not going to pretend. I'm not going to adopt it.
Yeah,
and I'm not going to be like, because I like the real Texans, the real ones that I've met, like, are great. Like, they're the best. It's the people that are coming in from other states and everything that are fucking everything else.
Right.
Fucking everything up. But But yeah, to that point, though, I'm also not going to steal valor and be like, oh, yeah, I'm a
Well,
real
I
Texan
mean,
now. I'm not.
Yeah, I appreciate that. I mean, I'm always happy to bring in, like-minded people who recognize, hey, I just left a shithole. I'm not going to vote for the same stupid policies that led to my state becoming a shithole, right? So I'm always like, I will take all the California refugees all day long who recognize what happened and refuse to
That's
ever
all
let
fine.
that.
Yeah.
So, but I mean, it's for my kids, right? So like, I want to do what's best for my kids, and I will fight tooth and nail to make sure that all of these policies don't get implemented, that we reform property tax, that we, secure the border, that we do all these things. But I mean, I can only fight as long as I can fight before it's like, all right.
Yeah.
If I'm the only one fighting and nobody else is doing it, like, I'm just going to jump ship and go raise my kids in the safest environment that I can possibly do that. And if that's Florida, then that's Florida.
Right. Or whatever state.
Or wherever.
At
right.
that point.
Right.
Because we don't know what's
exactly.
going to happen.
It might not be Florida, but wherever it is.
You never know. I mean, look, it changes, governors change and all that other
Sure.
shit. And you're just like, okay, cool. I don't know.
But I'm
what's gonna
showing
happen.
up. And I'm getting in John Cornyn's face.
Which
and
is
I'm
awesome.
Right. And I'm showing up at school board meetings. And I'm showing up and I'm doing everything I can. I'm not just waiting for someone else to do it. Like, I'll do everything that I can.
I did it in North Carolina,
Yeah.
Dan and I, and flipped the school board. So.
Did you?
Oh yeah, it got tense. I was making sure my wife's not here. She was not happy about it. But, yeah, FBI showed up to.
What?
Yeah, because listeners started showing up at their house, and I was like, "Hey, dude," because when you're an elected official, any elected official, people don't realize this, local or federal, your address of your home is on Google.
Yeah.
So that is
Yeah.
it is legal.
Yeah.
Like legally, you have to do it.
Right.
I don't really know why, but everybody found them, and I was like, "Cool, man." So we ran, and we had T-shirts, pins, all of this shit made, and then COVID happens, and all of it went out the window at that point. But as there was no school,
Right.
Because in North Carolina, they sent everybody home.
You were the school.
Yes.
Yeah.
They sent everybody home, so my wife had to teach the kids via Zoom, and like
Yeah, that was
sometimes the internet
worst.
at the school didn't work, so it was just like, well, there's no class, and it was like, well, we're not in a class now. We're sitting at the fucking kitchen table. Like, I don't know what's going on. But yeah, it's strange to see what could happen with these states.
Yeah.
Because in California, when I moved there, I had to, as a Republican, like there was these underground meetings. It was called FOA.
Oh, yeah, Friends of Abe.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, you know it.
Yeah.
I went to that.
Really?
Yes. And so I did a movie in 2010 with Kevin Sorbo. And I needed like a 90s action hero for this movie that I directed. And I was like, hey, man, I think you'd be perfect for this or whatever. And so we're at lunch, and he goes, you seem pretty sensible, man. Like, not like everybody else I've worked with. Like, what? He goes, what the fuck's going on here? And I was like, well, Kevin, and I got the vibe from him, and neither of us wanted to say it. And I go,
Sure.
I finally just said, I'm a fucking Republican. He goes, oh, God damn. He goes, same. After that, we became besties, and he was like, dude, I'm going to invite you to FOA. So I was like, all right, what the fuck is that? And he
That's
goes, it's
funny.
Friends of Abe, man. And I go, what the fuck is that, dude? And he goes, it's this secret meeting that we have once a month for Republicans in Hollywood, and it's invite only and blah, blah, blah. And I was like, who's in it? And he goes, you'd be shocked. And I was like, all right. So it was like Ron Howard.
Right. Yeah.
Ron Howard.
Yeah.
Who else? I can say this now because I don't give a shit. Like,
Sure.
15 years ago. Mark Cherry, the creator of Desperate Housewives.
Oh, yeah. Oh, wow.
Yeah. There was a bunch of people. So I was shocked, and I was like, oh, okay. Oh, all right. Rad. And I was like, does anybody find this odd that we're meeting in a fucking Marriott in the conference room, like on a Saturday morning, having brunch together, talking about Republican ideals, and we can't say this anywhere else in Los Angeles? And they were like, yeah, it's fucked. And I was like, okay. All right. I didn't know.
Just checking, just making sure.
Yeah. And they were like, oh, it's a safe space here. And I was like, Jesus Christ, man. It feels like we're at like World War II, where it's like, yeah. All right, so if you need a place to hide out, I got an attic.
Right.
All right?
Right.
What's your daughter's name? Anne? Yeah, Anne. Just be quiet up there, okay? Because they're coming for it. And I was just like, holy shit. Super fucking weird.
Yeah.
And I remember I called my parents, and I was telling my parents about it, and they were like, there's no way. And I go,
See,
yeah.
I want to live in a state where it's like that, but for the left. Like, I want them to feel so embarrassed and ashamed and scared of spouting their ideals here in Texas that they have to have hidden undercover meetings.
They won't do it.
I know, but that's what I want.
Case in point, and this is a beautiful one. as I just got this here. Let's see. God, who is this? Oh, Screen Actors Guild who sent me this. So the Screen Actors Guild, which is the biggest union that we have here, just sent out a letter endorsing President Trump's tariffs on films getting out of Hollywood and says, hey, we're all concerned about...
You're kidding.
Nope. Everything you're doing, the jobs, the things, and everything else, and we want you to support this. And I was like, whoa, dude. I go, wait till this fucking leaks.
Holy shit.
Yes. And in this letter, let me see if I can find it here. Oh, you've got hunger, of course. Oh, yeah, here it is. Message from the national director here. Yeah. So the shift, many SAG-AFTRA members have voiced deep concern about the film and television production being increasingly drawn overseas to foreign incentives. The shift has led to a decline in domestic job opportunities, leaving too many entertainment professionals struggling to support themselves and their families.
Wow.
Which is all true.
Yeah.
The next one is, in response, SAG-AFTRA, which is our Screen Actors Guild union and television union, with a coalition of entertainment industry unions and studios, joined members such as John Voight, and, he was at FOA too, by the way, and Sylvester Stallone, in submitting a letter to President Trump outlining proposed steps to bolster film and television production in the United States. Earlier this year, the president appointed Voight and Stallone as ambassadors to Hollywood. SAG-AFTRA has signed on to this letter because we strongly support urgent federal action to address outsourcing of American production. Prioritizing domestic jobs is essential to maintaining the United States entertainment industry's leadership on the global stage. And this says, in solidarity, Duncan Crabtree Ireland, National Executive Director and Chief Negotiator for the Screen Actors Guild and AFTRA. Now, the reason why that story isn't in the mainstream media right now is they don't know what to do. Everyone in Hollywood hates Trump so much, but I'm telling you, having lived there and there's no productions going on and doing all this shit for years and years and years in a production company, that's the only way you can save your own jobs.
Yeah.
So what do you care about more? Who's president of the United States or who is actually going to save your job that you can put food on the table for your family?
Exactly right.
And this is what I'll be curious to see how this plays out.
Yeah, exactly right. Well, I mean, it's like now they're feeling the pain that the average, flyover country family has been feeling for a while now, and it's made its way to Hollywood. So everyone's feeling the same.
But what do they do? Like, are you willing to sacrifice your job and your life just because you don't like the president?
No, of course not.
I would say no, too.
Of course not.
But nobody's saying anything else.
Well, I mean, they're very broken people.
No
in
shit.
California, so I don't know.
So I don't know what's going to happen.
Yeah, I don't know.
But I think Texas has a very golden opportunity if they were able to change out officials and government and everything else. Like, just relocate it here.
Yeah, but we don't want the shitty policies and all the fucking libs coming and screwing our state up.
Not that, but production-wise, everything else. Like Woody Harrelson and McConaughey are leading this charge.
That makes me nervous, though.
Oh, does it?
Yeah.
He's been on the show. He's right.
Which one? McConaughey?
McConaughey, yeah. He's right. Woody Harrelson's libertarian, through and through.
Yeah. Yeah, McConaughey is conservative?
Yeah.
No way.
Yeah.
Well,
It's
I don't know. I would be interested.
Guns
to
is
see
the only
how
other. It's the only other thing he's like. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's kind of a big deal in Texas.
Here's why though. He went to Uvalde.
That's right. That's right.
So like, it's his own school, and I think that's. And I can understand that. Like, dude, if somebody shot up my high school or
Yeah, you know what I
feel
would
the same.
want? Fucking security measures in the front door, so
They did,
everyone.
which they did. Do you have that at your school? I have that at mine. So when I drop off my kids, oh shit. When I drop off my kids every day, there's a police officer right there.
And I've argued with them. Well, we're in the middle of changing schools. My oldest son's homeschooled. So yes, in that sense, yes, we do have security because I've got a shit ton of guns.
Yes.
In my home where
Okay.
I homeschool my older son. My younger son, we've got to move him because like I've argued with them about this relentlessly. And I've been like, I promise you, if you polled us and you said we will raise your tuition because he goes to a private school, if we will raise your tuition by X amount and you of course, disperse it through all of the people who go here, I promise you everyone would be fine with you raising the tuition, whatever amount that is, to hire a part-time security guard. Let it be a veteran.
Yeah.
Right? A retired
I
police
100%
officer.
agree.
Like whoever.
It
Just,
creates jobs.
yeah.
And
I promise you no parent
I
would be
agree.
like, I'm pissed off that you're raising my tuition so that you can hire additional security.
yeah.
But I'm saying for public school, because it was a public school.
I'm in public school.
Okay, but like not just a security officer, but like something that they walk through. Like a metal detector.
Oh, gotcha. I see
Like,
what you're saying. Yeah.
What is wrong with that? We could do that this quick.
We could if we wanted to. Have you been in one of the schools with a metal detector?
I mean, yeah, but it's like I'm just not convinced that kids are traumatized because they have to walk through a metal detector.
Yeah,
They've got the open air ones too that it's not the weird boxes that you walk through where it's like
right.
beep, beep, beep.
Well, I'll tell you what they're doing at ours. All the doors are locked down, so like
Sure.
it is locked down.
Yeah,
and then
of
you got to go through, even as a parent, you got to go through 2 just to even get
I love that.
inside the hallways. And there's a police officer there, so I'm
That's
like,
amazing.
All right, cool, man. Like, yeah, I'm good with it.
That's not Uvalde though.
I know.
So I'm just saying like they should
Make
just
that mandatory around the states.
implement it
That's
nationally.
That's it. Yes. And it would create so many jobs.
Tomorrow. That's
Yeah.
easy. And they don't do it.
And the last question I want to ask you here before you get out of here is the school choice thing.
Yeah.
So just past that in Texas, does that influence any of your decisions as a parent or anything going forward?
Yes. I was very much looking forward to waiting for them to pass school choice and what that would look like. I think that the school choice bill that was passed in Texas is kind of a drop in the bucket to what it needs to be. I think it's a start, but it's very, very minimal in how many children that it's going to affect.
You're probably not eligible, right?
I'm not. I'm
Based
not
on
eligible.
your income?
Yeah, exactly right. And that's what's unfortunate is that I'm like, I was looking forward for something for my son because I'm homeschooling him because our private school that we had him at, we pulled him out and he was like 2 years behind in math. And I'm like, why the fuck am I paying extra tuition to go to a private school if like and by the way, he was getting straight A's.
Mm-hmm.
So I would have never known. Like clearly they were not teaching him well enough because he'd come home, he's getting straight A's at school. He'd come home and struggle with his homework. And I'm like, how do you not know this? You're making straight A's.
Right.
So I was a little disappointed that we didn't get more, but it is affecting me in the sense that I am more determined to continue reforming school choice because we cannot have the system that we have right now. I love that you guys have a great school, but like there are so many fucked up schools in this state and in this country.
Yeah.
And like there are not a lot of options for parents. Because I'm like, I understand that my income, I'm very blessed and grateful and all of that, but it's like, I still have a kid that I don't want to send him to a school where they're going to trans him or they're not going to teach him or they're going to indoctrinate him and not teach him what he needs to know. And like, I don't have time to homeschool him.
No.
And I am, but I don't have time for it.
Yeah,
so I'm
yeah,
like,
yeah.
once he gets to high school, I got to get him somewhere where like I can trust that he is going to excel because I can't do
Social
this.
skills too. I think socially,
He's in a co-op,
it's a big one.
so
yeah.
that's good.
Yeah.
He's in a co-op twice a week, so he does go.
Yeah.
But I do think for the entire country, like it is changing. Parents. Like I keep hearing from everyone that states across the country, they are like record numbers of people are leaving schools and doing homeschool instead.
Yeah, there's a lot. I've seen it a lot over the years.
Yeah.
I never this is our 10th year on.
Everyone's
Beginning of the
sick of the
show, rarely met somebody with homeschools.
Yeah.
Now there's a
Right.
lot, and I was like, holy shit!
And I was a product of public school.
Yeah, same.
Like I never thought that I would be blasting public school the way that I am now, but it's not the same thing that it was.
No, so on my side it's tough because it's all on a case by case basis.
Sure.
So like I don't see it at mine.
Right.
And I think the education like my kids are getting at their current elementary
Mm-hmm.
school and all that stuff. I met with the middle school teachers as well. Is great.
That's
so
amazing.
like I don't
I
have
love
any issue with it whatsoever, but I am aware that it is a case by case basis.
Right.
So I was just curious as a parent as to what your thinking was on it because it all depends on the individual.
Yeah, our schools are not great where I'm at.
Mm.
The public schools. So it's like you send your kid to public to get indoctrinated, or you send them to private to, if you want to pay $40,000 a year for every grade from K through 12.
Which
And it's
is
like, that's nuts.
It's nuts. Yeah.
Imagine the things you could buy with that amount of money.
Oh God, dude, I think about it every day.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
tuition's not great here. It's not $40K, but
It's
for the
nuts in
preschool. I got
DFW.
a daughter in preschool, so
Yeah, preschool might be a little lower, but once you get into the the high school, it's like $40K
that's what I heard.
every year.
You're
It's
paying
just like,
college every year for
God, for high school.
Nope.
Yeah, I just can't do it.
Yeah. I'll move to where a good public school is, and then we'll see.
Apparently, we're moving here. We're going to be y'all's neighbors.
Is that true?
Well, I don't know.
I hope. That'd be awesome if you guys were.
We'll send our kids to the same school because I can't trust the
and
ones
it's actually in the
Dallas.
neighborhood.
Really?
Which is nice, yeah.
Wow.
So it's only for the neighborhood only. And it's big too.
Wow.
Yeah. I was pretty
All right.
shocked. By the way, that's like a common thing out here. So like there's 4 that I can name elementary school wise in this 15-mile area that have elementary schools in their own neighborhood.
I never would have thought in
And they're
Austin.
beautiful. And
Yeah.
you're just like, holy shit, this is incredible.
Yeah.
Like I'll put it this way. The game that I'm going to tonight for my kid's football playoff game, he's 6. Friday Night Lights, Turf Stadium.
Wow.
There will be probably 3,000 people there tonight.
Shut up.
6 years old. And it goes on until, if he keeps winning, the last game will probably end at like 9:30.
Oh my God.
Oh, it's awesome. Parents booze.
Yeah.
They tailgate.
I love that.
Tailgate at some of the high schools out here, like Lake Travis and Westlake and all that other stuff. What's up, dude? Shit. One of my best friends and neighbors is here right now, Casey. Yeah.
What's up, Casey?
Sup, Casey?
We're going to be neighbors soon.
I know. We're trying to get Sara Gonzales to move here. She's a diehard Texas fan too. I know. She's a diehard Texas fan. So, yeah. But yeah. So the schools here are great.
Yeah.
So I don't have a problem with that.
Yeah, yeah.
And I'm one of the lucky ones. But
You are.
it literally it's a case by case basis.
It is.
Because you don't really know. So I'm always curious as to what the decision is for making a decision for the entire state
Mm-hmm.
when every parent is going through something different. Mm-hmm. So I don't know what the answer is at the end of the day.
Yeah, I mean, I just think we shouldn't leave kids in a system where they're stuck because of their zip code, right? Like all I know is that system is fucked up and should change. And every kid should have access to an actual good education, especially when our tax dollars are paying for it.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm curious to see how it works out because it's so new.
Yeah.
I
think money should follow the child. That's not what got passed. Like, I think literal money, my money should follow my child wherever he goes.
Mm-hmm. Where is the money going?
Well, I mean, they did more of a like voucher type system where I'm just saying in my taxes, I think my money that I pay in my property taxes that go to the school district should just follow my child.
Oh,
So instead
gotcha,
of going
gotcha.
to that school district
Yes.
that's not serving my child,
No,
it should
I
go to
understand
wherever
that.
my child ends up going. That's not what was passed.
So for me, I want all of my tax dollars to go to Kohl's Cash. Like if you can just give me that back in Kohl's Cash, then I can make my own decisions about what fun and flirty clothes I'm going to buy
Right.
for the summer.
Sure.
Maybe some cargo shorts. I don't know how I'm feeling right now, but
well, I didn't know Kohl's Cash
I
was an
refuse.
option.
Well, it's not.
I'd like to amend my answer.
It's
like,
not now, but I'm going down to the Capitol tonight to protest where it's like,
Yeah.
give me my Kohl's Cash, and we started to make signs, but it was 2 Ks in a row. And we thought that was too close.
yeah.
I didn't want to get into what Kanye said.
Yeah,
so it was
you don't
like,
wanna-
It's
yeah.
only 2 Ks. There's no third one. There's no third K. There's no fucking third K. I just want Kohl's Cash. That's it. So we're workshopping
Sure.
some stuff on the side.
Yeah.
Now's the point of the show. We get to the Drinkin' Bro of the Week, which is someone who has inspired you or helped you become the person you are today. You've done it before. Glenn Beck was the last
Yeah,
one.
yeah.
Who was the
Chad
other
Prather
one?
was the
Chad
other-
Prather was the
the other
last
week,
one. Who
yeah.
you got now?
Golly, I gotta go with. I mean, we talked about him so much. Donald J. Trump inspired me.
Yeah?
God.
You don't want to you don't want to give it to your husband. I'll let him know.
How does he
That's fine.
inspire me?
Fucking does your show every goddamn day. Produces it, directs it, all of it.
Now you make me feel bad.
You should. You should. Because if it was my wife sitting here and I was interviewing today, if she doesn't say me, I'd be like, dude, what is up?
No
bro?
way. She's never said you.
She will never say me. Never say me. I don't, with Jesse, Jesus Christ, dude. She didn't give a fuck. I've written 2 New York Times bestsellers, #1 movie. She didn't give a shit about any of that. I'll never get credit for anything.
Pick up your shit, Ross.
That's it.
Pick up your shit.
If I pick up my
Put the
shit,
toilet seat down.
That is more important than anything I've accomplished in my entire life. Otherwise,
Help me with the fucking kids.
yep. Doesn't care about
Don't
anything
care
else
about
that
your
I do in
books.
this life.
Uh-huh.
Yep.
Yep.
She goes, bro, I don't care about any of your fucking accolades at all. None. What I care about is that you left an empty hard AF can
Yep.
when you went to bed last night out
Yep.
on the thing. You didn't clean that up, and there was a shoe outside. I'm like, Okay, great. Okay. So she'll never give me the credit ever. I don't give a fuck. Like when the seltzer company sells for 100,
Sure,
200 million.
Yeah.
She'll be like, that's
She'll be like,
cool,
you
man."
didn't do that.
Yeah. Well, she'll be like, your shoes are still out. Your shoes are still out. I was like, awesome, man, but I just gave you, like, we did the thing and we're in the thing, and she'll like, nah, man, the shoes are still out.
Still
I'm
gotta
like,
pick up after
okay,
yourself.
cool, yeah. Nothing I do is impressive to her whatsoever. Nothing. And that's what I love. When I'm just like, okay, rad.
Yeah.
Did I pick up Hat Creek on the way home? Great. That's all she
love Hat
cares
Creek,
about.
too.
Yeah. Did I get the fries home in time before they have to go in the air fryer? That's all that's all she cares about. So I'm gonna give it to your husband just because you won't. Okay.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Make me look
I
bad.
love
That's
you.
fine.
I'm sorry that she doesn't love you the same way that I do. Okay. You were with, by the way, that was Casey. That was the tailgate we were with.
Yeah, I was gonna say. Yeah. I
It's
remember
dark.
him.
It's dark back there, but yeah.
That's funny.
Yeah. It was her husband who was watching Bama games all the whole time.
Yeah, that was a rough day for both of us.
What? I think Bama won that day, and then you guys lost,
I don't
right?
think they did.
Yeah.
I think we both lost.
Oh, really?
I think we did. Do you remember,
Yeesh.
Casey?
Did Bama win that day
was a
on
lot
the
of hard
Texas day?
AF.
It was Texas versus Georgia. Yeah, it was a lot of hard AF going on that day. And I remember this. I remember you guys had the greatest halftime show with the drones and all that stuff with the.
That was so cool.
Dope. It was dope.
I had never seen anything like it.
I know. It was really cool.
And then in Florida, they did a drone show like that and like hurt people.
Yeah. Well, that's Florida.
Kids got injured.
I mean, they're all jacked up on meth. They've all got gator bites on their arms and they're pressing buttons. Like, yeah, dude, the drones took off and started harming like people in the stands. You can't leave Florida people with fucking controls to drones.
That's fair. That's fair.
not going to happen.
That's fair.
They're all methed up. They're going to come after him, dude. Yeah. Shit. I'm surprised they don't, at Florida, they don't let that gator loose on the field at halftime. See how many people you can eat.
Let's see.
Yeah. Tell everybody where they can find your show.
Yeah, Sarah Gonzales Unfiltered on YouTube. It's at Sarah Gonzales Unfiltered if you don't want to pay for a Blaze subscription. Also, check out my makeup line, AmericanBeautyBySarah.com. I am wearing one of my reds.
Are you?
Yes, I am.
love
believe this is Triggered.
Is that
tried it.
Trigger Red? Okay.
Triggered, yep. We've
everybody's got a fun and
huge
flirty name
lips.
for it.
Yep,
Yeah.
we've got
Huge.
Freedom Fighter,
Yeah.
Miss America. It's all American inspired, AmericanBeautyBySarah.com. And check out the show, Sarah Gonzales Unfiltered.
That's awesome. Well, look, big fan of your show. Big fan of you in real life. And I think you guys, what you have over there with Dave and everybody else is fantastic.
It's fun.
So it's a great situation in your studio. I'm jealous of. Like,
Thank
we have a
you.
dope studio, but
Yeah, you
like
do.
you guys are on another level.
Well, I appreciate it.
Paramount, right?
Yeah, it's the old Paramount lot. So
I mean,
yeah, you can't beat it. It's
when you
fun.
walk into that building, you're like, okay, cool, man, I'm not there yet. Like, I got a lot of shit going on, but I'm not there yet. So
we got to come back soon.
Please do.
Yeah.
Please
But
do.
you need to come back to us soon.
I will. Well, now you've been here twice, so like I owe you. So
Yeah.
let me know, and then I'll drive out to Dallas and
Okay.
then tell Dave, and I'll do his show at night too, because that's
Okay.
always fun and
Yeah.
weird. Dave gets dark on that show.
I know.
Landau.
I know,
Holy
I
shit.
know.
So yeah,
Okay,
I'm
great.
down whenever
And
for
we'll see
sure.
you in Ohio.
Yes, she's coming to the Ohio State Texas game as well. So I know everybody's
We'll
coming up
see.
there. It's at noon.
For now.
For now, there's a bill they're trying to pass.
For now.
The no noon bill. The no noon bill. He sent me that, and I was like, this can't be true. And I fact
love
checked it
that.
before I went on air, and I was like, oh, it's true. I hope that goes into effect. Because he goes, hey, dude, it's such an advantage for Texas, and he's right.
Yeah.
Because at noon, I don't care where you go. Like, same with Texas Bama when I went to that game that I was talking about, where I can't bring up with Jesse. The kids were sleepy-eyed getting off the bus, PJs, all the other stuff. They didn't want to play in that game.
Yep.
Neither side.
Right.
It's 108 degrees. I understand that. You don't want to do it. And then at noon for the fans, you can't party. You got to get up. Me personally, I have to get up at 5 a.m., set up,
Yeah,
load in, load out,
yeah.
do all the shits.
Yeah.
Delco hates it. And yeah, dude. It sucks. So hopefully they bump that back to 3. It's not like there's another ranked game on all day either. So I don't understand
It doesn't
that.
make any sense.
And Daddy wants to rage. Because what are they going to? I think I got a thing that says, "Oh, hey, we're going to lift the banner at 11 a.m." Rad. Like chances are I'll just be getting up at that point. I don't want to roll into the fucking stadium to see that.
Yeah.
Like, oh, we're going to unleash the championship banner at 11 a.m. Awesome, dude. That's miserable.
Yeah.
Absolutely miserable.
It's bad.
Hopefully they change that time.
I
We'll
know.
see.
I hope.
We'll see what happens.
I didn't book all of this travel just to get up before my kids.
Same. I don't fucking wake up
my
at. I
kids
took
with
my
their
kids to school at
grandma.
7:15 this morning. I don't want to wake up at 7:15. I feel like shit. I got to
Yeah.
line up a rail of Adderall to get back into the game, and I'm like, okay, great. Where are we going today?
Right.
Oh, the noon game. Awesome. So I can potentially sweat my ass off. Like we'll find out. Yeah. But
We'll
yeah,
still be friends afterwards.
we are. We were
Yeah,
friends after
we
the
will
last
still
game.
Be friends afterwards. Yeah.
Because you were in the end zone for the scoop and score, right?
I don't want to fucking talk about it.
But you were there, right? That was your
Yes,
side? Because I saw
yes.
your seats.
Yes.
Yeah. So Jack Sawyer ran in right in front of you. God, that was great. I know. Look, it's Sark. First and goal from the 1. You do a pitch. Come on, man. That's on him, not us. I don't want to hear about it. All right?
All right.
And the fact that Sawyer and yours were roommates, God, it was great. I love it so much. Can't
Was
wait
it
for
great?
football
It was
season.
so great. Oh,
Yes.
it was so great.
It was awesome. 91 days away from football. Not that we're counting. Okay, guys, I love you. Go to iTunes, rate the show a 5-star, and leave a quick review. Also, head on over to Spotify. It's just a 5-star, and you can walk away. And if you want to bet on the Texas-Ohio State game, the spread is out on mybookie.com. Promo code Drinkin' Bros doubles that first deposit all the way up to $1,000. It is currently Ohio State -3. I'm going to take Texas in that one. We don't know who the quarterback is, so yeah, find out.
Yeah.
That's what I'm taking right now. Spreads are already out, which is dangerous. Cowboys too, by the way. Cowboys-Eagles, that spread just dropped. That is the opening game. It is Cowboys -7 on Thursday nights. Over-under is 46.5. I don't even know how they fucking arrived at that number 4 months in advance, but here we are. Welcome to the new America, all right? For Sara Gonzales, I'm Ross Patterson. This is the Drinkin' Bros Podcast. Good night, everyone.